Stop talking about it and do something!
Suck my dick, Earth, with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent service? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend benevolent?
I'm moving on. I think I'm coming out of the fire closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
Not have a first wait. Not have a flat earth. And things making sense.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Gem's Flat Earth Sunday Roast. We're back once again with the show they don't want you to see. And in tonight's show, we bring you the very best from the last 2 weeks in conspiratardia, including, I'm coughing, excuse me, the world's biggest liar accuses the BBC of lying. Flag-shagging organisers finally admit what they're really about. And Uber patriot Tommy Robinson tells us how great Poland is compared with our shit country. Also, virtual flag-shagging and a bunch of foreign migrants protest about all the foreign migrants. On the flat earth, we've got fantastical bullshit from Sargent and Weiss. A new flat earth activist is born. Dr. Shiva gets all cross. And Ayrwijn tries out being gay. All this and much, much more in tonight's awesome show. I am your host, Gem, and as always, joining me with their insightful and humorous commentary are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Gosh, I'm out of breath. Blimey, let me have a drink. Am I alright? Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Normally everyone's telling me you're very quiet. Right, let's get on with it. Don't forget you can super chat the show and make a comment and I'll read it out. Or you can join the Discord server and speak your comment. Or you can hit the PayPal link in the description and send me your lovely money that way. Or you can sign up for my Patreon and chuck in a little bit each month to keep the wheels of video editing rolling. It takes quite a lot of effort to bring you this show, so any contributions are very gratefully received, I can assure you. Thank you very much for that. Let's get on with it, shall we? We start tonight with a quick compendium of unrelated but funny clips. First, Russia unveils its humanoid robot. Then the ICE agents of Meal Team 6 show their prowess at apprehending migrants. And finally, Brent Terhune gives us his take on Tylenol. Enjoy. Go.
So President Cankles and Brainworm Jr. just announced Tylenol causes autism, and it's about time somebody said what nobody was thinking. Of course, they left out vaccines, Jimmy Kimmel, public schools, but they nailed it with the Tylenol, a.k.a. a fetus synonym. Fetus synonym. Deceit, that's feminine. You know what I'm trying to say, God damn it. Why'd you even name it after something that sounds like a Harry Potter spell? It's demonic in the name. Right here, see? Tylenol. With extra strength autism. Side effects include, where was it? Inappropriate Roman hand gestures and tripping balls at the White House. I have it on good authority that you can reverse some of the effects effects of the Tylenol autism, I got it, you know, I can't reveal my source, but one was a podcaster and one was a guy who used to have a worm in his brain. But if you vape a little bit of ivermectin, that'll help you reverse the tism. Of course, I don't have autism because I've never been tested. And also, I don't obsess over anything, you know, except for people's genitals and what they do in the privacy of their own bedroom. But other than that, I don't obsess over anything like people with autism. But I've been, just to be safe, I've been microdosing the Mectum for years. And if you just mix it with a little bump of bleach, you just put a little on the back of your hand. You just, oh, yeah, that helps too. And Big Pharma, you better count your days, because you take these right here and you stick them up your ass. I know it says you take orally, but you stick them up your ass and you keep playing the games you've been playing. I'm gonna mix them with them radioactive Walmart shrimps, and then it's gonna be over for you, motherfucker.
Brent Terhune is great, isn't he? I think.
Have you had him on before? That guy's
yeah, I've had him on a few times, yeah. NASA Shill usually comes on to tell me he's actually a comedian and he isn't serious.
He's fucking hilarious.
All right, then. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. What do you think to the Russian robot? I especially like the way they had that like black sheet that they pulled out. So they were obviously prepared for something to go wrong. And the black sheet went wrong and was twisted up.
Did they insert a robotic pickle up its butt? Because it walked awful funny.
It's like you could see it crash, couldn't you? You know, it was walking along fine and dandy, and then there was a moment where it just stopped, and you could see it. And after that, all it could do was stagger like a drunk. Anyway, next, it's not really MAGA, and it's not really fundies. Let's just call this section Right-Wing Loons.
You're sending your children out to celebrate a holiday that focuses on evil, darkness, witches, spirits, death. To likely dress up as evil creatures, go to the houses of strangers, commit extortion or vandalism, and then get diabetes.
We now have in our country, in Minnesota, in New York, and in Virginia, you elected Islamists, communists, anti-Semites, people that believe exactly what Hitler believed. We elected, these areas elected these people to public office. And it's beyond belief that we've done it. You've got to stand up. You've got to do something. I'm begging and I'm pleading with you. They literally have elected these anti-American people that want to see the United States of America overturned. Friends, your children deserve better than this. Your grandchildren deserve better than this. You deserve better than this. And the country will not survive if you keep electing people that are ungodly. These are ungodly people that are going to pass ungodly laws that lead to ungodly results, and it's going to destroy the nation. You can't let this happen.
This city will turn into a forbidden place of darkness. The blood, sweat, and tears that the city of New York was built on will turn into a virtual refugee shelter for the radical Muslim ideology. This is now the most dangerous time for our citizens of New York. This mayor will destroy this city. We are obligated to demand our rights for our private sanctuary, our businesses, our property that we all have worked so hard for. And this 35-year-old mayor has no right dictating the rules of socialism for a city built on our highest principles with brick and stone by hardworking Americans. This must be stopped, and his mayoralty should be terminated immediately. You, the people of the greatest city, New York, are in danger of losing your city to this communist fool. We, the people, must stand for the greatest nation's purpose, the honor of our flag, the red, white, and blue, and for which it stands, one nation under God, and liberty and justice for all. This country, the United States of America, is the land of our greatest achievement, the American dream. And we, the people, have put our trust in the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. He and only he can stop this horror, as this Mayor Mamdani will try to destroy New York's wealth and turn it into a socialist crap city.
If Trump is going to have a lasting legacy, he's going to have to cross the Rubicon and say, enough is enough. The judges, the mayors, the governors, not just a sternly worded tweet. No, armed guards, throwing them in jail. These are traitors to the United States. Thousands of civil officials over the last 5-6 years have committed treason. They need to be rounded up and thrown in prison. This judge, you are not an American. You don't get rounded up and thrown in prison. You get rounded up, put on a boat, and sent back. They need to be naturalized and deported. That has to happen. And if that doesn't happen, then as much good as Trump is doing, it's still way too much bark and not enough bite. He needs to be the American Caesar. He must cross the Rubicon. He even tweeted out, I mean, we've got the President of the United States, Napoleon tweeting, right? He who saves his country violates no law. Yes and amen. So let's see it. Let's see it.
Let the mass denaturalizations begin, because that's what needs to happen. You can stop so much of this garbage just by doing that. And you know what? This also brings me to this. This is another reason why we've got to clean up our elections. We've got to make sure that these people are gone. We have to basically become the Gestapo, but for a good cause, which is what? Getting rid of people that are not supposed to be in this country by force. By force, no matter what means necessary. You know, they want to call us fascists all the time. Hell, why don't we live up to their expectations, okay? But do it in a good way. Get rid of these people in our country. And if we don't do it, well, we might be having a different conversation come November of 2026.
This is controversial, but they have to crush the other side.
That's right. Oh, that's right. 100 fucking %. Absolutely.
You have to, because you can do one of two things. You cannot challenge the left.
That's
and
right.
let them do their thing.
And then they're going to just run you over, and eventually when they get power, they're going to crush you.
Or you can utterly confront them and defeat them. And
you destroy them completely. Destroy everything about them. Put the mayors in jail. Put the governors up on the Insurrection Act for sedition. Put all of the people that were doing the shit in front of the detention centers. Put them in mandatory prison labor camps. Any of them that are violent, authorize the police officers to respond with violence to them. Immediately, completely shut it down. Bring in the military if you need to. Bring in the National Guard. Do whatever you need to do. Look and find out who's funding this. Take those people, charge them with incitement for terrorism, put them in Guantanamo Bay. Like, I'm talking about scorched earth, Old Testament. Get them the fuck out. That's what I would do. Thank God. Super prison? Yeah. So basically the Republic is dead? No, the Republic is alive. An election was held, and the will of the people is being upheld.
remove hope from the equation. If you resist, you will be arrested.
That's
like
right.
we're just this
exactly,
isn't
yes. Make it to where there is not even a possibility that you're going to get away with it.
Insurrection. There's
hold up.
From the equation. If you resist, you will be arrested. Like we're just this is an insurrection.
That's right.
There's 10 million people here illegally. We're getting them out. You're rioting. You're going to jail too.
Done. Finished. Fuck them.
Like it has to be crushed.
Yep.
But if you do anything less than that, if you do
authoritarianism, it's not authoritarianism. It's called the law. I'm not trying to invent a new law. I'm saying we apply the existing laws to the people that are breaking them. That's it.
I mean, you're clearly seeing a massive increase in the number of attacks in Italy and broadly in Europe. And the media, the legacy media, downplays these attacks. But the attacks, the terrorism, the killing of innocent people is rising. Every week there's more. And it's more and more. And eventually, I think we're going to see widespread slaughter in Europe. That is the trend. If you simply extrapolate the trend of what is the rate at which the terrorist attacks are occurring in Europe, and put those points, it's basically deadly attacks versus time on a graph, and extrapolate that graph, it leads to the slaughter of Europe.
Absolutely fucking delusional. Unbelievable.
Why are we still listening to John Voight? The last good thing he made was Angelina Jolie.
Was what?
Angelina Jolie.
Oh,
his daughter.
He's another delusional. I mean, just off his head, isn't he? And they don't seem to see that what they're saying is, let's have fascism. It's just our view, and that's it. Any other view, people should be arrested for having it. You know.
Yeah.
It's. I don't see why people don't see. Oh, the guy that says, but the Gestapo, but in a good way. Well, what does he think? He thinks that the actual Gestapo thought they were doing bad stuff. No, they thought they were operating in the best interest of Germany, right?
And when they deport Trump, just remember, deport him to South Africa, not Canada.
Yeah. You mean Musk?
Yes, Musk. Did I say Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Musk.
Are you going to speak, Zant? I keep seeing you on mute. All right, probably not then. Next, a little current affairs. It seems humanity's greatest ever liar is accusing the dear old BBC of dishonesty. Take a look.
Tonight you are saying to our viewers that you will go forward and file a defamation lawsuit against the BBC.
Well, I think I have an obligation to do it.
I spoke to the president on Friday. He just said to me, is this how you treat your best ally? It's quite a powerful comment, isn't it?
We've had Jacob Rees-Mogg saying Trump is entitled to do this and justified in doing this. Farage has pretty well come out and said...
Well, the GB News presenters, as far as I can see, isn't it interesting that GB News seems to be getting behind this fight, and now you have Nigel Farage and Jacob Rees-Mogg on the payroll of GB News attacking the BBC and supporting Donald Trump.
The biggest defender of the BBC today, the most outspoken, has been Ed Davey.
Sir Ed Davey has been saying that he believes the BBC are not perfect, has to be defended, and he said that Donald Trump, in his view, was not a defending freedom of speech. He was trying to seize on one mistake by one programme, he said, to undermine the whole organisation. We simply cannot let that happen.
In fact, the only British political leader really standing up for the BBC at this moment is Sir Ed Davey of the Liberal Democrats, who said it's easy to see why Donald Trump wants to trash the BBC and destroy it, and calling on the Prime Minister and other British political leaders to speak up on its behalf and to stop him getting his hands on it, as he put it.
President Trump is trying to destroy our BBC, not because he cares about the truth, but because he doesn't want to get away with his lies. Trump has undermined press freedom in America. Now he's trying to do the same here, disgracefully egged on by the leader of reform. So will the Prime Minister tell President Trump to drop his demand for $1 billion settlement from the BBC? And will he guarantee that President Trump will not get a single penny from British licence fee payers?
Well said, Sir Ed Davey, I say. I think he's absolutely right. I do think this is kind of bluster, though. I don't think that...
So he hasn't actually gone forward with it?
Well, he's saying now he's up the ante and said he's going to sue them for $5 billion. But I think...
$5 billion?
Yeah, I think he has a lot of problems in front of him to do that in reality, because For one, he's beyond the statute of limitations for this. So, because it's only 1 year and that's already passed. 2, he said he's suing in Florida. So he would have to show that somehow people in a jurisdiction where the program wasn't aired were affected by it in some way. And then he would have to prove that they had malicious intent, which would be difficult, I think. And then he would have to say that he'd been, damaged in some significant way when he won the election and he's president of the United States. So I think it's quite a challenge to be able to actually get some money. So, but I think it's all a bit of a show, really.
And didn't they not cut out? They cut out content, but they didn't change the message that Trump.
Well, I think they kind of did, because they said, they had him saying we're going to walk up to the Capitol, and then I think it says something like you've got to fight, or whatever, something like that. And then, but in reality, when he said there was, 50 minutes between those two statements. And I think the fight statement was followed, again, in reality, was followed by, for your rights or something like that, something which indicated he wasn't talking about physically fighting.
I do think you're right, though. That it's going to be hard for him to prove defamation when he is the most popular man ever in the world history.
Right.
By his own word.
Yeah. So it would be. I think it's a distraction. Another distraction, and it's him, and it's also it's kind of his thing, isn't it? He's got to be sticking it to Johnny Foreigner in some way every day, hasn't he? If it's Canada or Greenland or Venezuela or wherever it may be, he's got to be having a go.
He actually said something smart. Is this how you treat your best ally? And now he's suing them.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. But it is interesting how there's loads of people on the right wing that are cheering this on. And they paid for the BBC. They financed it for years. And they go, yeah, make it bankrupt. Get rid of it. And it is, I think, as Sir Ed Davey said there, it's not that they care about truth. It's that they care about getting away with lies. And the BBC stops them from doing that. They have a complete, a whole debunking department. So I think that's why they don't like the BBC.
Last comment, because nobody else was talking. What party was Ed Davies from again?
He's the leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Who you voted for?
Yes.
Well done.
I like Sir Ed Davey.
Is my mic working now?
Yes, now you're working. Yeah, I saw you trying to. Thought you were trying to comment. I thought you might be struggling with
I was trying to. It just was. I don't know why it wasn't working. It was lighting up on my end and everything else.
Well, you can list off the comments if you can remember what they were.
I can. I think I said going back to the thing in the UK. I was saying it's pretty rainy in the UK, Jem. If you extrapolate that out long enough, everybody's going to drown. So I think we should all get boats.
Right. I mean, it's just not true what he's saying. The attacks are increasing every day. What he actually means is that he's getting his news from Twitter, where every time any kind of crime happens that they think they can make sound like a terrorist attack, they all claim it's a terrorist attack. And then when the government says, well, actually, this one wasn't a terrorist attack, they go, the government's lying to us. The government's downplaying it, as he said. And so, he lives in a world where there are these terrorist attacks every week.
It's more than that, Jem. Your government is the terrorist. They're terrorizing you every day.
Well, I mean, then you got this more recent clip here, right? It's kind of like you got this one group of people in the UK now that they're doing the whole flag shagging thing. Everybody needs to be all patriotic and show the flag. But then they're cheering for our foreign nationals to come in and fuck with their shit.
Right.
Which is not very
Right.
Like,
it's unbelievable.
It's so contradictory, right? It just doesn't make sense.
These are the Brexit people that were all about sovereignty was the word that they threw around all the time. And then here they are saying, yeah, let's have Trump come and tell us what to do and take our stuff away from us. I mean, it's nuts.
Right. It's just like, so I miss when Asmongold was just some little games streamer and not trying to talk about politics. Like, Jesus, it's stupid.
He does sound like a little boy, though, doesn't he? And he looks fucking evil. I mean, what an evil face that guy has got.
I don't know if he was always like that, but yeah, he used to just stream like Warcraft and like video games and really not say anything about anything.
He has a massive following, and I think that's why, isn't it? Because he does gaming.
Yeah.
You're evil.
Oh, I probably followed him at one point, right? Like just when he was doing games. But
his start was literally just making leveling guides for World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Mumbling, I can't hear him.
Yeah,
he said that his start was leveling guides for World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Which is true.
Right.
So somehow World of Warcraft made him racist. Gotcha.
Okay.
Right now.
Let's move on. A little flag shagging now, featuring the organiser of the Raise the Colours campaign, which is the Let's Stick Flags on Lampposts campaign, who has spent the last 3 months telling us the flags are all about unity and love for our country. Well, here he reveals what it's really about, and it's no surprise to anyone.
Is Raise the Colours. Working class guys that just want to feel a bit of togetherness. What are your thoughts on Gary Neville's comments? Piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. We're not doing anything wrong. And Gary Neville can fuck off. They're the racists. I love my country. I love my city. We need to restore national pride. Have you had the racist card pulled on you yet? These lefties, it's bananas. Have you got permission off the council? And who's give you a permit to do this? They've got a no-fly zone at Dover. Military drones that are up all the time to see the boats coming. They get to 12 miles, the drone pinpoints them and brings them in, escorted. What is going on in this government? There's 35,000 coming since January. And I wouldn't leave my missus and I wouldn't leave my kids. Don't come and rip down the one little bit of identity that they've got left. Birmingham City Council are looking to pay people to remove articles from lampposts. So we know what they mean. We mean the flags. They can't pick up the fucking rubbish. Are Tower Hamlets Council going to prescribe you as far-right extremists?
So that's the Raise the Colours guy. And you can see that, it's togetherness. And then, but 35,000 coming in. And I wouldn't let my wife and kids near them. And it's nothing to do with patriotism or love for our country. It's a political statement about immigration. And I think he made that very clear. And he unveiled a huge flag this week on the side of this building, this massive Union Jack, and it had got "Stop the Boats" written across it. It's absolutely clear that these flags are a political statement and are not patriotism. Anyway,
if you keep extrapolating the amount of cloth going up in the city, pretty soon you're not going to be able to drive because there's going to be flags on your windshield, right?
Right, true.
Yeah, I think the flag is getting bigger because this is him signaling his need for someone to come pay attention to him. He's lonely. And when the one flag doesn't do a good enough job, he gets a bigger flag. And just rinse and repeat until...
Yeah, he sees himself, I think, as some sort of freedom fighter. You know what I mean? But
attention whore.
But I wouldn't mind if they flew those flags on their own houses or on any other premises that they could, legally access. And they said these flags are a political statement about immigration. But they don't. They want to fly them on fucking lampposts and pretend it's about unity. It's bullshit. Anyway, I'm going to
make them clear.
I'm going to prove that to you in a moment. In another, where's it gone?
Ooh, more flag shagging.
Hang on. I don't know. I think I've missed something here. Oh yeah, no, I'm on the right one. God, that was a bit worrying. But where's that one?
Got flag on flag action.
I'm going to prove it to you now. A little more flag shagging now, right after a Tommy Robinson fan fucks around and finds out. Chojin's granny gets mad, and a new line of bullshit from the flag-hanging flagshaggers. Here we go.
Tommy Robinson. No. Well, you want to shut the fuck up, you boy, because you're a mother little fucker, right? Yeah?
Congratulations. Congratulations. First of all, there's children.
Normal day in London.
You think it's fucking funny? You fucking think it's funny? You cunts! Come on! Bring it on, you fucking wankers, mate! Yeah, come on! Come on, bring it on! Yeah, you fucking wankers!
Going inside, would you just not hesitate?
She's sick, we're in the
He's sick. No, we'll get us sorted out.
Yeah. This country! You're
Hi.
What?
Hey, do you live on this street?
No.
Okay, I'm 47.
Yeah.
The neighbours opposite, none of us want this on our street.
We've had donations from industry.
Okay, but the one right outside that lady's house, she doesn't want it there.
Yeah. She can report it to the council.
This is an elderly lady, she doesn't want
She
it.
can go report it to the council. We've had donations to have this street done.
So you're going to leave it up there?
They're all staying.
They're saying that she
They're
doesn't
all
want
staying. She can report to the council, go through the correct channels to
it.
get
I'll
it
take
down.
it down for her.
And then it'll go back up, and that is theft. If you take it, that's theft, and you're on camera. So you'll be reported to the police under theft section 21. Do this actually, because I'll go on how top that is. That's the bottom.
Do you mind not putting them up there, please?
You can report it to the council.
Sorry?
Report it to the council.
Well, no, I'm asking you. Politely,
We've had
could you not do it?
We've had donations in the streets
don't
to come and do it.
care.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm
You're entitled
asking
to
you
your
not to do
opinion.
it here.
Yeah. It'll be odd though if we just leave this one out.
Sorry?
It'll be the odd one out if we leave this
I
one out.
don't mind.
Yeah, well, everyone else do.
Do they? Everybody?
Yeah.
You've asked everybody in the street?
Yeah. Not everybody. We've had donations in the street. If you don't like it, there's the correct channels to go through. You can ring the police, you can ring the council, and you can go through it that way.
Or cut it down yourself.
Or cut it down yourself.
Okay.
And that's
fine.
theft. And I've got that on camera, you admitting it. So it will be reported to the police.
What will?
Theft under Section 1, 1968
How can
Act.
you report theft when it hasn't happened?
Because you've just admitted you're going to do
No,
it.
I didn't.
Yes,
I
I've got it on camera. Don't worry.
said the job.
And every time it gets took down, it's going to go back up.
I'll tell you what. You're so... I don't know what the word is.
I don't know what the word is for you, sir, either.
Don't you?
No.
I do.
Traitor, probably.
I'm an intelligent human being. What are you?
Traitor, probably.
Twice as intelligent as you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. You ain't done the bottom one. Do the bottom
No,
one.
I need the one.
from?
Pardon?
Where did you get that idea
Where did
from?
you get your ideas from, sir?
I know.
You don't know nothing, sir.
Oh, you do you?
I know more than you.
Go and
I'm not
change.
you.
Go and change an oil filters that are bothering us.
Annie.
Sorry?
Go and change an oil filters that are bothering us.
Changing oil filters?
Yeah.
Sorry, I...
You look a bit like an oil rag. Go and change an oil filter rather than
Well, there's
messing
one
with
good
us.
thing about it. You can read.
Yeah.
Could you move your... Please, my wife wants
Yeah,
to get
we'll
it.
be out the way in 2 seconds.
come on.
Yeah, you'll have to
You're
wait
under
a minute.
obstruction now.
You'll have to wait a minute.
You're under obstruction. They won't move it, and if I move it, they'll phone
We'll
me.
be out your way in 2 seconds, darling.
Sorry, man.
Nor do I, Pat.
It's a beautiful flag as this.
Do you mind moving?
Yeah, we are now, if you don't mind.
I don't want to injure myself.
You
You're
take your
already
time, Paul,
injured.
because that's a little bit dangerous. You be careful, Paul.
I'm getting very injured.
Excuse me, but we own this house. I
Yes.
don't want a flag.
You don't know that.
Lamppost.
Well, nor do you.
Well, neither do you.
Report it to the council.
See the council,
Oh, look.
sir. Good day.
With
Have a
this
good
smart
day.
camera and everything, please just go away.
I'm sorry.
Do you want my name?
No, don't want your name.
Don't take the piss.
We're gonna make you famous, though.
That's taking a piss. Victory.
Brilliant.
Fucking despicable, aren't they? Absolutely despicable.
Dude, they're your country's greatest heroes, Jem, and you're putting them down.
They're claiming this is about unity, and that's how they behave. You know, threatening the guy with the, we're going to make you famous. They've attracted the wrong lot of attention, though, with this video, and there's counsellors and people like that are gunning for them now. So I think these guys are going to find themselves getting arrested for something.
Good.
The police will dream something up to hassle them with, and
Oh no, they're destroying public property, are they not?
well, they're not allowed to. You're not
and
allowed to
lamp-
hang flags on lampposts. You know, you aren't allowed to do it. But whether if they called the police, they probably wouldn't bother to do anything about it.
The good news is that
But I think you could call the
campaign-
council and insist that it's removed, and I think the council would pretty much have to do it. But also, you heard there this bullshit. Oh, we've had donations on this road. No, I don't believe that for a minute. The people on that road are probably going to be fairly politically similar, and are probably older folks because they're quite nice houses and stuff, and they're probably. Even if they're leaning politically that way, they're probably not interested in this whole flag thing, So I don't believe they've had donations on that road. And we heard him use that excuse twice on 2 different roads. I think what they're doing is they're deliberately going into the suburbs where they know there will be people that object to them so that they can make their little videos and be heroes on YouTube. Because, of course, when they upload these, there's thousands of posts from people saying, oh, we're going to get that bloke and he's a traitor and they hate our flag and they hate our country, and there's all of this rubbish that they come up with.
We do hate your country, though.
But I was going to say that their grassroots campaign seems to be failing, but based on that last comment, I'm wrong. Do you think
the suburb people could get together with a really big flag and just tie them up in it?
Yeah.
Just I don't know, tie them in a giant pride flag or something. Just big knot and be like, we're just putting a flag here.
Yeah.
Get that flag off. No.
What did you think?
We had donations to put a flag on you.
What did you think to Cho? What do you think to Cho Jean's granny? The woman
didn't remind me too much of Chode.
The woman with the really screechy voice.
Why was she in the flag or in the street waving the flag?
I thought she had autism or something.
I don't really know what was going on there, to be honest. I just thought it was amusing because she had that really, kind of ridiculous voice, which isn't actually Cho Jean's voice. That was just a kind of a joke I was making. All right, let's move on. The right-wingers often point to Poland as an example of the whites-only utopia that they long for. This week, Tommy Robinson and various hangers-on, including London mayoral candidate Ant Middleton, visited Warsaw and met with Polish MEP Dominik Tarczynski. Here is the result, followed at the end by a very short clip of Tommy Robinson a few years ago when many people were coming to the UK from the former Eastern Bloc.
I'm going to look for some litter to try and prove you wrong.
Prove me wrong.
I'm looking around for some litter somewhere, look.
Where is it?
I know, look. There isn't any.
You pick up the street.
There isn't any, look.
You can pick up any direction.
Look.
Why
Isn't it
is
mad?
that?
Why is that? Well, because you have no mass immigration,
There you
Dominic.
go. Because we've got patriots who cares about their own home. We don't see this as a land.
Do you know in Luton, let me tell you this, do you know how you know when you're going into a Muslim area? Because they literally just open the door and throw the sofa out. And it's just on the road. The sofa, the bed, whatever when they're changing their furniture or changing or getting inside, they open the door and just throw it out.
No, it doesn't work. It wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen.
Where's Stefan?
Where's Stefan? He says he's here. Let me call him.
That looks like him.
There he is.
Oh, look, raise the colours. Raise the colours isn't anything new in Poland. Every lamppost, all along this road, look all the way down the Ice for tomorrow.
This is what we do.
Is it always like
this?
this?
No one would dare to take it down. No one.
Where in the UK...
It's against the law.
It's against the law?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of in the UK that the councils pay people to go out and take the flags down?
They should be jailed. The council people should be jailed. This is your national colours. You can't do it.
Look, you couldn't have a British flag at that height because it would be gone. Look at that. It'd be gone. It'd be ripped down.
That's a jail.
But probably...
That's a jail, Tom.
Do you know who would rip it down? Probably not someone from a diverse background or a migrant background. It would be a left-wing, white apologist.
Doesn't matter who. He should be jailed because this is...
Look all the flags, look.
This is your national flag. People died for these colors. Died. This is not just an object. This is much more. So you have to respect it. If you do not respect, leave the country. Leave the country. That's it. You don't have to be in Britain. You don't have to be in US if you hate it. Just leave it. Go to Somalia.
Do you have much of that? You know, like in the UK, you look in the UK, you look in the US, you have the people burning their own flag, hating their own flag, ripping it down. Is there any of that in Poland? Is there a little bit?
No, not at all. After the war, after the communism, no, we experienced this terrible, terrible times. And you would never see anyone doing that. I mean, obviously, we are a democratic country. There's so many differences, political differences in Poland, but no one would ever do such a thing. It's against your whole nation. It's not against political party. It's against the people who lost their lives for these colours.
What do you think's gone wrong in Britain then?
Leftism is a cancer. And because of the communists, because we call them leftists, but they are mental communists. That's the problem. Communism was much worse than fascism. Much worse. Much more people. Many
people died under communism than under Nazism.
Of course, over 220 million.
So we are walking through Warsaw city centre. It's 12 o'clock, 10 past 12. The demonstration does not start for another 2 hours. And everywhere we've took 10 minutes to drive here, every direction, everywhere you look is patriots, our families, with their flags, dressed in traditional dress, all coming out together for a show of identity and celebration and patriotism. Look, everywhere you look. And it's families, it's communities.
Yeah, look at that.
As far as your eyes can see, in every direction, everywhere we've gone. Even when we're driving here, every corner of every roundabout, of every street is just crowds.
I love it.
And there's 2 hours till the march starts. And this is their celebration of their history, their culture and their identity. And what it means to be Polish.
There is something beautiful about Europe as a continent. And I mean Christian Europe. And again, not about faith only. Architecture.
I know, look.
Science. Everything. Europe, we Europeans gave this to the world. How can we give it away? How?
We've given it away in 50 years.
How would you resign from who we are? Look around. And again, it might be silly for some. Can you see any litter?
There's no. I haven't seen one bit of litter. I'm going to try this when we go back to London, yeah? We'll try this when we go back to London.
It's so important.
You walk through central London. There's not a single bit of litter.
Everyday's life.
What's this square now we're coming to?
That's a beautiful square of Old
Market.
Town. You're gonna, yeah.
Is that a Christmas market?
Kind of, yeah. You're going to see if it's safe. You've got restaurants here, then Christmas market just before Christmas.
Where's the diversity barriers to stop the cars ramming? So you've got cars can drive down here.
We don't have.
They can drive straight into here and straight. This wouldn't be unthinkable in London. You could not have somewhere where a car can drive into an open square where crowds can be. It's all for.
So as you see, the square is open.
The square's open to cars, vehicles.
And we're gonna have a Christmas market just before Christmas.
I look all the restaurants. So this looks nice, doesn't it?
You can walk, you can drive. There is no problem at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
And it is so unusual for some, not for us. The question is why?
Can you get me Polish residency?
Yes,
Dominic?
you're my brother. You're my brother now.
Again, this is what I come and watched last time, yeah? And then I saw, again, my video last time went viral across Poland. Because I countered the BBC's narrative and I said, look at how the British have described this event and look at what we saw on the event. And went to show all of these families, all of these beautiful scenes. But yet the media portrayal from Britain was to portray the country and the people as Nazis. Bearing in mind when you think we've just been to a war memorial to recognise the sacrifice that 200,000 people in this city gave to fight the Nazis, and they were portrayed as Nazis for celebrating identity by the BBC.
Because of today, because of Independence Day for Poland, and I hope, and I watching you, and I really concerned about European situation. You are the big guardians of the ban of the open border.
So you came here?
You should take care of your continent, please.
You came here for Argentina just for Independence Day?
I was first to see the anniversary of the fall of the wall of Berlin, to be the communism, to see the wall fall, and then for the Independent Day of Poland, of course.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Okay, have a good time in Poland. Yeah.
Cool, man. Bye-bye. So you come to remember the fall of the wall in Berlin, for the end of communism. It's obviously very, yeah. Look, city centre's beautiful. Look at that. Look at the architect. Look at all the buildings. And so peaceful. Do you know if this was London at night, it'd be a mess, wouldn't it? Someone done Manchester, you know, like Manchester Piccadilly Gardens. Someone done a video of the square last night, I saw it online, and it was massive, 4 or 5 times the size. So imagine this was in Manchester. There's just gangs everywhere, drunks everywhere. Have you seen one drunk?
No.
Look. I love that. I'm very easily pleased. It's like going back in time. It feels like, for me, like we're entering back in time. That's what it feels.
And it's not a movie.
As in clean, peaceful.
Not too long ago, mate.
No,
I
I know.
This isn't
20 years?
We've lost it in 30 years. We've lost it in 30 years.
This is our memory.
So
right?
if you will not save London, what is going to happen in 10 years?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about 100 years.
Could you imagine in 30 years' time? Could you imagine in 30 years' time in this capital city, only 33% of the population being Polish? Because that's what's happened in London. Only 33% are now English.
Even May of 2028, which are the next London mayoral elections, that's the time. That's when it needs to change. That's when someone like myself needs to get into that position, because you go another 4 years on from that, another 7-8 years, it's gone.
You're going to win, man.
It's gone.
You're going to win.
Yeah, we are.
And I'm going to do whatever I can to make you a mayor.
Thank you.
You have to win
Thank you.
for Europe.
Yep.
Because this is not only about London, it's not about Great Britain, it's about Europe.
About Western civilization.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So we're going to fight for it. I do believe that Polish community will support you in large numbers, so we're going to work on that.
Oh, because you've got the Polish community of London as well.
Yeah.
You've got a large Polish community in London.
Very large. Very large.
About millions.
Yeah,
so.
over a million. Yeah.
Okay.
Very important.
He's a Polish builder. He earns £40,000 a year, stealing English people's jobs, but he does work very hard. Stefan, Polish builder, what size cap?
I'm a Polish builder. I think we need to end all immigration from Poland now.
So, big cap.
Now, stop it all.
Big cap.
So you can see the hypocrisy of Tommy Robinson there. I thought it was important to include all of that because it was a bit long, but those were the clips that he posted.
Drop it all now.
And you notice that he didn't mention at any point that it was their Independence Day, did he?
Yeah.
Never
You guys
mentioned
don't
that at
fly
all.
flags, huh?
Made out that they got the flags there all the time, and that was just a thing. It was nothing new. Raise the colours is nothing new, and said it was a celebration of their identity. But never mentioned once that it was their Independence Day celebration. Called it a march, called it a protest. It's not.
That was the most timid protest I've ever seen. It's like a Canadian protest. No one's saying anything.
It's not a protest. It's like a parade. It's an Independence Day parade, if you like.
There's no music, Jim.
Well, I mean that was before it started. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. It's not a protest.
Yeah,
so,
it's like your
and then he talks about how the BBC presented it. I mean, I don't know. I think he was talking about a different event. But you can see that, when he calls himself a journalist and he slags off the mainstream media, and then he does that. I mean, he's profoundly dishonest. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knows why they're there and why those flags are there. And he deliberately pretended that it was just that they were there all the time.
He said
it's funny too because he was on about
Londoners.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he said only 40% of Londoners are British, and give it 7-8 years and there'll be none. I think he meant 6-7. But go ahead.
He also said right at the beginning, he was talking about litter, and he said there's no litter there because you don't have mass immigration, as if litter is the result of immigration. I mean, just absurd.
I find it funny too that he's on about people being traitors and turning against the place that they're from, etc. And meanwhile, moments later, he's like, "Can you get me? Can I immigrate here? Can I get residency here? Or whatever? Yeah, can I fucking traitor against my country based on what you're saying?"
But of course, what they do, you see, is they'll take that video and then they'll upload it next to another video of some really shitty, crappy area of London after the Notting Hill Carnival, when there's litter everywhere because there's been millions of people out, celebrating and stuff. And then they go, look how different it is. They compare two completely different things. And again, like he did it with you'd have to have this blocked off in London. You couldn't have this open to cars. Well, Yeah, because Warsaw isn't a target, is it? It's only got 1.8 million people living in it. London's got 10 million people. Well, I think it's 3 million in the greater area of Warsaw. So London's 3 times the size. It's an international city. That's why it's a target for terrorism, and that's why we have to have measures against it.
Actually, it's a soft target for terrorism, is what he basically said. He basically told the terrorists to attack there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good.
I was thinking that. It's like now they know where there isn't a whole bunch of car barricades in public. Like,
Right. And
you watch, there'll be like...
And a nice market that they can mow through as well, you know.
Yeah, and when it happens, suddenly there'll be barricades there. They'll be like, it's the leftists! And it's like, no, it's you guys. You can shut your fucking mouths.
But there's plenty... I did a quick Google search, and there's plenty of shitty areas of Warsaw and Poland, and you know, where there's litter about and vandalism, and you know, it's not journalism what he's doing, it's propaganda. Anyway, next
I got a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a little late. On those gentlemen hanging the flags on the light post, if you go back, look at it closely, they're hanging the flag upside down.
You're right, they are. Yeah, I didn't mean to mention that. They are. That the second clip, at least, they are hanging it upside down, which says everything again, doesn't it, about the whole... It's all about patriotism and love for our flag. All right, next, some unfunny irony featuring a new and very angry former boxer and right-wing loon called Shinny. Note, nothing you're about to see was recorded in the UK.
Fucking stop what you're doing right now. We're going to be alright. We're going to be okay in the UK. Keir Starmer's going to sort it all out with this stuff.
I'm here in Downing Street answering some fantastic questions from young people about climate change, how the United Kingdom is stepping up to protect our planet, and what that means for people here in the United Kingdom.
We've got to start seeing the funny side of this. Fucking psychopaths. We're going to sort all the problems out now in Great Britain with climate control.
If climate change is the great challenge of our age, net zero is the great opportunity. And we will seize this chance to make the UK more resilient, more prosperous, and more secure.
I'm here in Downing Street answering some fantastic questions about rape, murder, attacks, yeah? Mass migration into our country, the deportation, get them out of our country. Did any of the kids ask that? I bet they fucking didn't, because you didn't let them. So a little recap. No mention of the rapes, the attacks, the murders on a daily basis. Nobody feeling safe in the UK. Yous want to talk about climate control. It's fucking crackers. Oh, and let's not forget this part. We're going to seize this opportunity to make the country more prosperous and more secure. Boom, bing, bong. And it goes quickly, just like that. And you're dead.
You know, in the old days, boom, firing squad. No, it's true. Boom, gun, bang, bing, bong. When we were strong, bing, and it goes quickly, right? It's called, you're dead.
Can you imagine what our granddads would be saying to something like that off Donald Trump? They'd be fucking laughing and pissing the side saying, he's fucking right, he's fucking right. Go on, get him out. Get him out, they'd say. Laying their dirty fucking paws on our women and children, killing our men. The dirty, raping, murdering, attacking bastards they are. And they'd be urging us young men. They'd be saying, come on, get out. We fought these fucking wars for you lot. Get them out and get them back. Stop the fucking boats, they'd be saying. And for all you far left fools, yeah, I'll speak for most of the UK. Any migrant, any asylum seeker, any foreign national that comes in our country and lays his fucking hands on any of our women and children and men need a bullet right between their eyes. Yeah, how's about that, you sleazy, sleeky bastards?
So that's the very reasonable Shinny there.
I can't trust anyone with teeth that white.
Yeah, he's a former boxer. I guess he probably had him punched out at some point.
Where was the video taken that wasn't in the UK?
None of that was in the UK. Shinny he's in Ayia Napa in Cyprus, and the first clip of the sort of protest thing was in Benidorm.
So the UK is now exporting their flag as an international sign of racism.
Well, I just don't see how they don't see the irony. They're the immigrants. They are immigrants. Right. You know.
He's an immigrant somewhere else, though.
I mean, that isn't holiday makers that have put on that display. It's people that live there.
That's crazy.
Anyway. All right, you might like this one, Zant. Staying with... Am I on the right one? Yeah, staying with the flag shagging theme, you can now hang flags on lampposts in the metaverse. New on Steam last week. Check out Raise the Colours, the game. There you go. What a load of old bollocks.
Available in the Steam store.
Thanks, I hate it.
I wish more of them would play it and just stop doing the real thing, you know, just do the game. You know, upload screenshots of how well you did in the game and leave the rest of us alone. All right. Flat Earth coming up in one more clip. A little digital outreach now on a London Underground train.
I was a conspiracy theorist once, but now I'm proven right once again. Sorry to interrupt your journey, guys. I'm just here handing out leaflets regarding digital IDs. I don't think it's here to stop immigration or any of the issues that the government's pushing forward. I think it's here to control us, track us, surveil us, bring forward a cashless society, a social credit system like they have in China. So I'm just handing out information today. I know we're all tired. I am too, but just to basically offer another perspective. I believe that digital IDs are here to essentially enslave us to an extent, take away our freedoms, track us, monitor us. We're more surveilled in London than any other city in Europe. And I think that that infrastructure is here for a nefarious reason, here to attack us, track us. Our freedoms are under attack, guys. We need to do everything we can as the public, as the people, to resist digital IDs.
Yeah, digital ID, it's all about all of that crap, apparently.
Hey, at least he's polite.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, was he? I mean, they were just handing out their leaflets.
Digital ID just means ID on your phone. Everyone would love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of does mean that. The system that we have proposed doesn't even include your address.
No, quite. It's a bit like, frankly, in the modern era, it's a bit like moaning the tide's coming in, if you ask me.
Right.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, I'm not, you know, I've heard some people say, well, you know, okay, but it can lead to this and it can lead to that. And I think that that's true, but, you know, I don't know. Like you say, I just think, you know, that stuff's there digitally anyway. It just isn't on your phone, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
They've
it
got
seems
all
like
sorts of digital records of you. You know, your national health number and all of that. You know, your national insurance number, and you know, if you claim benefits or, you know, you're recorded all over the fucking place. If you want to vote, you're recorded for the electoral roll. I mean,
exactly. I mean, think about it. How many accounts do you have to log into? I mean, you know, thankfully, you know, in the modern era, there's an account for. I mean, thankfully, all my passwords are big tit 69, so it's not a problem. But you know, going forward, it's going to be a lot easier if you've got one ID you use to access things.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's get some flat earthing done, starting with a little commercial break. Enjoy. Well, that looks fucking horrible, doesn't it?
What the hell was that commercial for?
Flat Earth Pizza.
Oh, I thought it was for mushrooms.
Why?
It said mushroom in big letters.
Oh, it also said Flat Earth Pizza. And there was a pizza.
They didn't show the Flat Earth Pizza part for very long.
Made it all green.
I just did too.
They made it all green with, I guess, with pesto, but it looked fucking horrible, I thought.
Ugh.
Yeah, but the trouble is that no one's allowed to eat the crust. So, you know.
Yeah. All right, some FEAI slop now, taken from the intro to Mark Sargent's Strange World show.
I mean, it's not like all of the space programs are fake, right?
How do we know?
Yeah,
How do we know?
I'm open to it. Me too.
Is any of it real? None of it. But don't tell anyone, okay? Wait, you're not recording this, are you?
Did I tell you about the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app? We know. Everyone knows. It's everywhere.
Yeah. This is just a trick, like everything at NASA. But you know what isn't? Flat Earth. Oh, shut up!
If you're not moving with Flat Earth, then you're just standing still. Got that?
Flat Earth. Again. Why can't we seem to get rid of it?
Because it's probably true.
Go to commercial.
I think if people want to investigate Flat Earth, they should be able to without censorship. Do your own research and always ask questions.
If you're not fighting for Flat Earth, then what are you fighting for? To victory!
That's lovely, isn't it? Amazing what you can do these days.
Yeah, if you're fucking childish.
Yeah, and you can, you know, it's interesting, isn't it, that they have to fake podcasts talking about them now. You can't just get a clip of a real one.
You know, I mean, it's got everything going on. The Crusades, got a bit of Bravehearty in there. It's got people,
yeah,
it's got athletes in it. Oh, it's just fight for the right to talk about it.
I mean, this is maybe a good sign. Flat Earthers are fundamentally lazy people, so if they think that they can just fake everything with a button click, they'll just stop trying to do the real thing.
Right. Okay, King of Flat Earth, Mark Sargent, bullshits an interviewer about behind the curve and the media interest in Flat Earth. Take a look.
Anyway, sorry, long story short, here we are 10 years later. The clues turned 10 years old back in February. And, you know, we did the Netflix thing, got endorsements, you know, there's a ton, you know, we conferences every year. I did international conferences, at least before COVID. Just an amazing time. And all I had to do was say yes to whatever was being thrown my way. And in fact, that was a producer in New York recommended that to me back in 2015. She goes, just say yes. She goes, people don't get opportunities like this very often. She goes, this is going to get weird. In fact, this producer from New York, she pitched it as a reality television show back in 2015, and it was too soon, and she was fired because of it. And she ended up, I was so happy for her. Her name was Rebecca. And I remember she went to one of our conferences in, well, she went to several of our conferences, but she went to the one I think in Dallas after the Netflix thing came out. And I was so happy for her because she was vindicated. She goes, yeah, the VP that fired me, she called me up after the Netflix thing came out. And she goes, I am so sorry that we canned you for pitching a Flat Earth reality show. We're still waiting for the Flat Earth reality show. They don't want to do it because it would be a lot of fun. We got shoulder tap for The Amazing Race, but that fell through because it was going to be internet only, and all the other content creators, like Shane Dawson and the Paul brothers and PewDiePie and those guys, they wanted compensation, and I don't blame them. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. So yeah, there's the how I got into it.
When you watch the documentary, I think it's in the first 10 minutes or something, they show an astronaut and he says something like, the first time I heard about Flat Earth, I think I was in space.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's where this documentary's going.
Yeah. Now, yeah, to be fair, the Netflix documentary that I absolutely could have been a silent producer on that thing because I set it up. I got all the people involved. I was the one that made sure that I was the casting in this, and it would not have happened without me. However, but the actual producers, they hated us. Absolutely did not like us. But they were going to treat it initially as just a standard human interest piece documentary. It's like, okay, let's follow this character, this character, this character. We do the big generic wrap up at the conference. It's going to be, we're not going to lean one way or the other. And there was a point, and I did not know this. Somebody had listened to, you can find it, it's on iTunes. There's a director's commentary version of that movie. And I did my own commentary version on my channel. But the director's commentary where they had, the director and the lead producer and the editor, and that part where they got to, I do want to talk about the astronaut thing in a second. But they got to the point where there was that 12-year-old kid that was asking me a question at the conference. And they were watching in just horror. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's all fun and games until the kids are involved. Now you're messing with the future. And they said literally during that thing, it's like, this is where we had to make a stand. Right here. This is where we made the decision. But unfortunately for them, or good for us, was the movie was basically done. It wasn't like with documentaries, you can't shoot things out of order like you can with Hollywood movies. In this case, it's like by the time they got the conference, the movie was done and they were out of money. They couldn't go back and reshoot things. So they had to find it in the edit, as the saying goes. And so that's when they leaned against us as much as possible. Little things like Bob and the hot mic or the green button with me. But with, is it Mark Kelly or Scott Kelly? Shoot. I think it was Scott Kelly. They're supposedly twin brothers, the astronauts. With him, like I knew that there were the powers that be had an interest in this thing because there is no way anyone is that. In fact, as far as I know, that's the only time anyone even close adjacent to the community ever got access to an astronaut, a full-blown NASA astronaut. And they said yes right away when they put a feeler out. When they met him, they had something like 10 minutes. And I know for an absolute fact that line, which was used in the trailer, is like the first time I heard about Flat Earth, I was in space, and that's what they used for the trailer. That's what he was. In fact, they told me that the producers say it was like he was there to say that line, which is again a clever line, right? Because it's like diffuses Flat Earth right away. Well, it's obvious it's not Flat Earth because I'm an astronaut and I was in space. And it's like, okay, but yeah, after 10 minutes, and they said they literally used him, like every word he said in that interview was that they used every second of it. And but yeah, again, they interviewed psychologists and astronomers and again, but it worked out in the end because I got to go to some of the film festivals when this thing premiered. It had a long run. I mean, it ran in film festivals. Hell, we were in Moscow twice. It's weird. And when we're in the film festival, I'm sitting in the audience, not in Moscow, but I'm sitting in the audience, watching it with people. And for the first 20 or 30 minutes, people didn't think it was a real movie. They thought it was a piece of docufiction, if you know what that type of movie is, like Best in Show. The director that did Best in Show, or the different things where everyone plays it straight, right? But it's absolutely satirical, but they play it straight. There is no mugging for the camera. There is no do anything for laughs. The laughs are that it's so absurd. And to your point, because when I would sit in the audience, and all of a sudden people would figure out, it's like they all of a sudden realize over 20, 30 minutes, like, wait, this isn't a docufiction. These are real people, right? And you could see them like elbowing each other and whispering to you, I don't think this is a joke, right? But because they bounced back, it wasn't pure flat Earth. It was flat Earth, and a psychologist, flat Earth, and an astronaut. It wasn't pure uncut flat Earth. They weren't overwhelmed. But I'll tell you one quick story about it, which is because all the independent film producers, they're like garage bands. They all know each other. And so they talk to each other, and they don't know. This one guy didn't know anything about this, right? And they had the final product, and they go, just watch this. He knew nothing. He watched the whole thing, and he looks at these guys. He goes, man, you're holding out on me. Where did you get the budget for this movie? And they're going, what are you talking about? He's like, how in the world did you afford all those actors? They absolutely played it straight. And then, that's when they had to drop it on him. It's like, no, man, those weren't actors. He goes, that conference was real? Yeah, honestly, there were people that still blows my mind, and it was overwhelming. But yes, they tried to slant it as best they could, but in the end they couldn't. There was nothing they could do, and it was such a novel topic. Again, no one had ever, go figure, no one had ever done anything like that before.
He is so full of shit, isn't he? Just so full of shit.
It's really weird that he's proud of the fact that he's so stupid it's literally unbelievable.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, he's just like, man, everybody who sees what I had to say, they thought it was so dumb that it was a joke.
I don't believe him for a minute, though. I don't think anybody watching Behind the Curve would think that was acting and a docu-drama or whatever he said. I don't. I can't.
I don't know. I've heard people, I know people who've seen that on Netflix, and they thought that it was made up. Like, they just thought it was all satire. And I was like, no, those people are real. I've talked to some of them.
I don't know
what?
how anyone could make that mistake, really. But
they just think it's so stupid that it's not. It's like people who come in and assume that, like, they're gonna fix the flat earthers by just telling them their one little thing, or like that they're all trolls, right? Like, none of them really believe it. Like, people just think it's so absurd they don't know how to process it. I think some people legitimately.
Fair enough. Rob Skiba's son hosted David Weiss on his Skiba News Network show, and what a pile of crap he came out with.
People are going to be like, what are they talking about? Did you guys know, watching live, right? If you haven't heard yet, Dave has a competition or a bet, basically,
challenge
of three Bitcoin for anybody that can prove scientifically that the Earth is a ball.
Globe. Yeah, spinning in a space vacuum. And it's not. So the people that think they can prove it, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it ignorant? It's not an insult. They just don't know. Like, I'm ignorant to how many children you have. I don't know. So, ignorance isn't a bad word. It's just a thing when someone doesn't know. And the people that think the Earth is a globe are ignorant.
Yeah, bless their heart, as we would say here in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's... Sorry.
I was going to say you're in good company, because Zen did the same kind of thing, Zen Garcia.
Yeah,
and
he was taken to court.
And he won, which just makes more sense. I mean, it makes the FE movement even stronger, I think.
Yeah, the FE movement's growing. They're doing everything they can to derail it. They're trying everything, and without getting into specifics, but they have big operations. The moon landing was an anti-flat Earth operation. It was literally to distract people from Antarctica, to make people think they can live on a ball, to really push the agenda. You know, what does it matter? It matters, right? Because you're hiding God, you're hiding your true potential, you're hiding everything. You're hiding resources, free energy. So recently they did this, this Antarctica trip and it was a PSYOP operation. How they did everything, we're still trying to figure that out. But it didn't prove anything, but it was literally to try to squash this movement, because this movement takes down the control system. If everyone woke up tomorrow and knew that the Earth was flat, all governments would collapse. Everything would collapse. It would have to be rebuilt. That would be a good thing.
Yeah. And the whole thing about that is like that's what really woke me up to the epi thing. I know my dad was like first, but he was torn between wanting to come out with it or not. And I know that he had this internal battle that was very external too, because you could see that it was upsetting him because he knew the truth.
Yeah,
Biblically.
I met your dad a bunch of times, and he was a big influence on me on my finding God for sure. But on Flat Earth too, he had the proofs. You know, before Flat Earth, I'd be listening to all these podcasts. I'm like, these guys are great. 9/11, boom, boom. I got 5 pages of notes, and then all of a sudden they'd say, let's read. Let me read this passage from the Bible, or let's pray. And I'm like, religious fanatics, tear up the paper, unsubscribe, never listen to them again. So there's so many proofs in the Bible that the Earth is flat, but you can't use them against somebody that doesn't believe in the Bible. They just look at you as a kook, right?
Yep.
But science, actual science, not NASA pseudoscience, works for everybody. So science leads you to God, right? God could also lead you to flat Earth if you're already there, but if you're not there, you got to go with the science. So I kind of use a balance of both, but I lead with the science and then say it's also in the Bible.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's also the element that the flat Earth movement is more of a conspiracy theory about what the Earth isn't than a proposition for what the Earth is. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, is they see the flat Earth pancake and the things, that they've pushed all over Netflix and whatnot. But I mean, when you boil it down, there's a lot of the underlying conspiracies that people will admit, oh, wow, I totally believe the moon landing was faked. Or, by the way, did you see, famous Kardashian comes out recently?
I saw
saying,
that.
Oh, I questioned the moon landing.
I've seen lots of pictures, and to me, I don't think they went, or something like that. Now, that's all I saw. I haven't looked into it any deeper. I didn't see the context in which she said it, but I like it.
Yeah, my grandpa and our producer Opa, he actually played it during the live, some of the clip, and it's like, yeah, but like, do you think she really believes that? I mean, if you look at it now, if you look at the, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, but if you, you just have to say, man, they're choosing people like that to come out as flat Earth and questioning or whatever, and I think they're choosing these kind of scapegoats that would represent. If you're smart as Kim Kardashian, you think they didn't want to go to the moon. So you see the 4D chess kind of psychological warfare that's happening there, where they're using these pop stars that people have looked down on in the past, and then maybe they're just trying to and then directly after she comes out, NASA has an official statement addressing her claims that, no, we have been to the moon 6 times, and we're actually, oh man.
But we lost the technology, and okay, so we were talking about, so the old Superman with George Reeves?
Yeah.
It was my grandpa's favorite show. So if you look at the footage now, like if you looked at it from back then, it looked cool, it looked real, it looked authentic. Like he really looked like he was flying. But if you look at the moon landing now, it looks so fake.
It looks worse than the Superman.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It looks worse.
It's absolutely. The thing is, the moon landing, that's my litmus test. Like if I'm talking to somebody on TikTok or whatever, and I'm like, do you believe we went to the moon? And if they're like, yes, I'm like, you're not ready for this conversation.
Yeah.
Because the moon landing is the litmus test. What was I going to say? This isn't saying that flat earthers aren't smart, but you don't have to be smart to know that we don't live on a globe. Doesn't take a lot. You can be even a slightly person with a slowed brain. We'll say slowed instead of, the other word for slowed.
Right.
Understand that the Earth isn't a ball and that it's flat. The problem is if you're smart. What is smart? Smart it doesn't mean certificated. Is that a word? You have all your credentials, right? Because you were good at memorizing, regurgitating what the Rockefellers put in the books. That doesn't make you smart. That makes you super indoctrinated. So smart people think the Earth is a globe, and the average Joe Schmo thinks it's flat, right? So you're like, well, I'm going to go with the smart people. No, they're indoctrinated. The professors are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you become a professor? You memorize and regurgitate everything that's in the book, and then you're a professor.
It's literally that Bible verse, thinking themselves wise, they became fools. And people don't realize that there's a lot to it. I just wanted to throw this out at you because I don't know if I've brought it up in conversation before, but you're familiar with like admiralty law and maritime law and all the kind of conundrum they do in the legal system to kind of put us under some type of control. Well, you know how it's all vessel based? It's like maritime based, maritime law based, right? Well, as the astronauts go out into space, allegedly, and turn around, they see the Earth as a vessel in a sea of space. And so if you think about the whole connection between maritime law and how you have to, like, basically the judge in the courtroom becomes like the captain of the ship. If they turn around and they identify the Earth as a vessel in a sea of space, then we're all on a boat together. And so they like morally are like, all right, there we go. Everybody knows you're on a vessel now.
And all space is space. The ships and the docks and the Sea of Tranquility. It's all maritime terms. But I often bring this up. Divine law is the law of God. Common law is the law of the land. Statute law, admiral, maritime law is the law of the sea or man's law. In order to convince a man to give up his divine, God-given rights and their common rights, you have to convince them that they're not divinely created in a divine world. And that's what the globe lie is about. It's to disconnect you from the true earth, God's creation, put you on a ball that man made in their mind. And if you live on that ball in your mind, you have to abide by their rules. There are only God's laws, and they can't make laws that go against that unless, of course, they're making them for another world. So they literally, at birth, they give us our birth certificate. They poison us.
Birth.
Yeah. Birth, right. And, the doctor from the doc is, receiving you. So they take you and your parents sign along and you're taken away from God. They're hiding God, period. Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy is right.
Wow.
That's the only thing you said that was correct. Crazy.
They're hiding God, despite the fact that the vast majority of Christians aren't hidden from God when they think the Earth's a globe at all.
Right.
Was I seeing things? Was he drinking from a bug spray can?
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it? It was just
What the hell?
I don't know.
I mean,
it was ivermectin. He's microdosing ivermectin. Yeah, like the other guy.
I'm interested. I saw his app in the background. I wonder if it's going to show that area in Antarctica in Punta Arenas continuously lit up later this year. Or is it just going to sweep around with the 50-50 like it always fucking has done? Interesting, really.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? How you can just stand there in front of that shit and just forget about that. We know they faked it. We don't know how, but we know they faked it.
Yeah, they totally faked it.
They did it with. Yeah. They got a load of lasers and made a fake sun. Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
How about jumping on the God bandwagon 7 years later?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He's not religious, is he? You can just tell he's not religious.
Close.
Right.
No. I mean, there was a couple of things there, the delusional things, if everybody finds this out, the whole control system is going to be taken down and have to be rebuilt. It's this ridiculous fantasy that this would change everyday people's lives or all governments would crumble. Why would all governments crumble? They still have all the power structures in play.
Right. It just
what kind of nonsense
silly,
is this?
Mark Sargent has this whole thing about all the world's stock markets would crash overnight and, all of this stuff, and they'd have to introduce control to keep control over people because people would be rioting and, just these crazy ideas.
Yeah. Again, it was all there. There was a little bit. There was a tiny mention of things that are given to children at birth. We know what he means there.
Right.
There was a bit about he redefined the word smart. Don't they all do that every day of their lives?
Yeah,
it's all the
just rejecting expertise like that. Oh well, all they have to do is read a book and regurgitate it, and that's how you become.
Yeah, the professors.
That's how you become a professor.
Yeah, the professors are the worst, Jim. The absolute fucking worst for knowing things.
They just read one book and regurgitated it. That was it.
Well, this is it. The people who got PhDs, all they've done is they've learnt more than the other people. That's all that's happened, Jim. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Jim, in the Toronto stock market, it says, remember, you're here because the Earth is a globe. So if that changes, it closes. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Cody Campbell, known on TikTok as the Stage FE. I might have fucked up here because it says here it's 11 minutes long, but sorry about that if I did. Anyway, Cody Campbell has a bit of a fire in his belly to make the Flat Earth movement actually move somewhere. Take a look.
And we also have today Stage FE, Cody Campbell. How are you doing, Cody?
Doing good, Vika. Thanks for the invite, brother.
Oh yeah, brother. How are you doing and what's up? Tell us.
So, I'm starting a movement. I think it's about time that we did this. Across the entire flat Earth, we have got to start coming together. We have got to start assembling. We have to start telling the truth to the people. Face-to-face interactions. So with that being said, I am organizing not really the first. I'm sure there's plenty who have before, but Nashville, Tennessee, September 27th and the 28th. So if you know anybody near there, I'm driving from Indiana. It's 6.5 hours. So if you know anybody close, it would be great if you could let them know that September 28th or 27th and 28th.
And if you don't mind, hey, this is RG. Could you tell us that location again?
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be walking up and down the strip with posters and Flat Earth shirts. And it's going to be all truth, of course, but mostly it's going to be for the Flat Earth because it means a lot to me. Okay, I was brought to the truth through my daughter's passing, and then she showed me Flat Earth on her birthday, 6/1/23. I had no choice. I could not deny it. I never knew it existed. So there's a fire inside of me.
Yeah, so the people who don't know Cody, Cody is known as in TikTok as Stage FE. Anybody can find him on TikTok. He does live. He's a truther. He's there putting it out there on the line too, on boots on the ground. So now he's trying to organize this in Nashville on 23rd of September, right?
Yes, September 27th and 28th.
Alrighty, so anybody who wants to be there, you can always contact Stage FE, or he's also known as on Facebook as Cody Campbell. Am I right? And you can direct message him or go through TikTok, and you can get more information. And
yes, I appreciate that, Vika. Thank you so much, man.
Nice, bro. I don't do much on TikTok, but I'll go over there and send you a request now, man.
All right, it's called Stage FE. He has a couple of accounts. Follow both.
Yeah, I have one that's Truth for Our Youth, and that'll be for in-person public interaction. So whenever we do go to Nashville, there will be a lot of face-to-face interactions with people. I can't help but think that on social media, we are so compartmentalized.
Oh yeah, brother. This is the thing. This is the thing that because we were so censored, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, or on TikTok. So what we were doing is we were cross-platforming from past like a year or two, right? And this has been making the algorithms go crazy, right? People are sharing on all different platforms, so they cannot get us where to censor us. Now censoring us is becoming problem for them because they are losing the traffic, right? So it's good that we are spread everywhere on every platform and connecting and sharing things everywhere. So I cannot that's so awesome, bro. Yep, go ahead. Anything more you want to add? Your details about what you want to do more or anything?
I mean, if you plan on coming, just message me. I'm encouraging everybody to make up some posters, mostly just flat earth facts. I have 4 posters that I have ready to go. I'm totally ready. I'm ready to go. So, nothing really else, man. We kind of covered most of it, but, maybe just think more about, grouping, assembly, man. We have the freedom of assembly. So, I think it's important.
Good evening, everybody. It's the Stage FE 2.0. Some of you probably heard about a movement that I am trying to organize, and that is true. I'm trying to organize as many truth seekers as I can get, as many of you who know Earth is flat. Some of you even the food system, the same thing there, same issue. I'm trying to gather us in Nashville, Tennessee, September 27th and 28th. Make some flat earth posters, wear your flat earth shirts, because real eyes realize the real lies. And the only way for us to wake the rest is to show them off of social media, okay? We have to come together soon. 2030 is right around the corner, and as you all can see around us, everything is going to crap. And this is for the sake of our children. It's the most important thing, because we're gonna leave this earth someday. And right now, we're working for other people. We're working for the empire, and we don't have to. Earth provides. It provides everything. It's an entire illusion. So if you know Earth's flat, please come join me September 27th and 28th. Our first place is Nashville, Tennessee. Every few months, I would like to gather us somewhere in a different state, somewhere where we can talk to the public. We have the freedom of assembly. I think that's about it. I love every single one of you, and you're all a family to me, and this is why I want to do this. And it would be great to meet you guys and girls. You men and women, it would be wonderful to meet you. Yeah, so please, if you have any questions, please message me. You can message me here or at Truth for Our Youth. Be blessed and stay flat.
Hey, TikTok users and Flat Earth fam, don't you find it really weird that they only let us message people one time, or maybe I think it's 3, up to 3. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like they're keeping us divided. It's time to gather. It is time to gather in the masses. But first we gotta wake people up. Please, please, if you're coming to Nashville, respond to this with a comment. If you can't make it, no big deal.
but I would like to meet y'all and tell the truth together. She said that we can use.
Oh, okay. Well, that works for me. Earth is flat. You got your live going?
Yeah, but it's looking at me right now.
Looking at, okay.
Yeah, I don't really need to put people on TikTok. We can just talk to others.
Yeah, well, if they want to be. Did you guys know what the shape of the Earth is?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
I thought you guys were packing it up.
No. We're here all day.
We're allowed to give away freedom of speech. You know that good stuff? Have a nice day. Wonderful day.
So yeah,
Be
everyone,
blessed.
how we doing? We almost got kicked out of the park, of course, from our freedom of speech. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Earth is flat. Come on in. Morning.
The Earth
Going.
is flat. The Earth is flat.
Yes, sir. Flat as can be.
The Earth is flat. Back. NASA is the devil in disguise.
Yeah, bro. Think about all that tax money you pay every year. It's like $220 a year from you. Times that by how much? 10 years?
I eventually want to disappear.
Have a good one, buddy.
Sorry, I probably did make that a bit long. But anyway, that's Cody Campbell, and that was his very successful gathering of the masses of flat Earth there. It sounded like there were two of them, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's be honest. Apart from they're all lazy, sorry-ass bastards who won't actually ever go anywhere like that. The only people that drag themselves.
Logic here.
Go on.
I don't think he's stupid. I know he's stupid.
I think, like you say, something's happened. Something profoundly distressing has happened. Obviously, with the passing of his daughter,
right?
And he made a connection to that, to seeing something online, and he made some visceral, in his own mind, a visceral connection between what he saw and it being a message from his daughter. He made that. He's explicit about that, yeah.
Right.
And that's not the way the world works. I've lost people, and I wouldn't turn around and notice something in my life around me that was slightly different and think that's them. I mean, it's not the way they navigate the world, is it? No, the world is full of unfairness. You can't blame everything that's cataclysmically, profoundly unfair on just as a gateway to get to reveal some truth to you. That's not how the world works.
Right.
Unfortunately,
go ahead, Dan.
Unfortunately, they are people during their trauma lost track because they were seeking, and amongst the trauma, landing upon flat Earth, like I said, it was interesting when there was a movement. I don't know what they're attaching to now, and the idea of listening to Weiss, pretend to be religious, and then have these people come and asking people to come along. I don't know what they're inviting anyone to.
Well, this is what we touch on every day. Every time we do Gem Sunday Roast, we're listening to people, and you can pick up on what people are attaching it to, and it's a whole range of things. There's a whole plethora of reasons why people go down the conspiratorial route.
I mean,
well, I'm real disappointed that we don't talk about it more on, people like Jaron and people that have gotten over it should really talk about it so we can really go after the religious.
Well, Jaron, one thing that Jaron found with his, where he did that series of shows where he's talking to ex-flat earthers, was that this, was common among them, that they got into it as a result of some personal trauma.
Mm. But this Nashville thing, he's not going to get a load of them together because they're not actually a physical movement. And the only time the notables congregate, get the lazy bastards is some sort of fest where they're getting paid. I mean, they're not ever. You never see all these people just turning up with placards in the street, do you? Now they're not. No. Whitsitt in his group don't suddenly turn up in Manhattan and have a parade because there's no money in it.
a few people have tried it. There was that guy, I can't remember his name, that did it in Australia. And I think he had 6 or maybe 8 turn up. And they walked along with a banner and stuff and looked silly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was the Global Eye tour, wasn't there? That went all around Europe doing sort of activism sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So there's been a few attempts. Dan has done his thing, standing on Hollywood Boulevard like a hooker.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would have been more successful, though, given the address as anything other than Nashville, Tennessee.
How about the year? How about the year? Because it can't be next year. It must have already happened.
It's happened. Yeah, that was it. That last clip was it. That was him sitting there, you know.
Alone in the chair? In the
chair? Yeah, there was another guy there you could hear in the background going, the earth is flat. But there was obviously only 2 of them there.
They had a big to-do last weekend, and there was probably 20, 25 organizers. And if they brought a friend, then that's the turnout then was about 50 people.
Yeah. They keep us divided, he says, as he broadcasts on TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Odysee, Twitter.
Right. It's hard, though, to get people to do activism, though. I know from being in Republic, I can't even get people to come to a fucking Zoom meeting, let alone go out on the street and hand out flyers. It's really hard. People are very lazy, you know.
Sure.
They have to be very motivated, I think, to be out on the street, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't turn up to protests, even if protests that affect them profoundly, they don't turn up to.
Right. I think protests now have just become pointless. There's just so many of them. They're just all the time.
Sure. And AI is going to, like you say, AI is now as you clip showed earlier on, it's generating fake protests and people making protestations in the street in groups and waving swords, and it's going to get even worse.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there was always a humour behind. I mean, you listen to his kid, I was thinking, oh, that's fucking tragic.
Right.
And I was kind of feeling a bit sorry for him, but then I noticed his name is the Stage FE 2.0. And the dopey cunt put an actual lowercase o rather than a 0 on the end. I thought, right. Stupid bastard.
But I mean, his other channel that he was on about, the Truth for RU or whatever it was, I looked for that over and over. I could not find it. So I don't know whether he took it down or whatever, but there was definitely nothing like that on TikTok. I checked all the names that were similar, couldn't find it.
Yeah. Well, the keeping is divided, Jim.
Yeah, well, that would be it. Yeah, he probably said something silly and had it took down.
Probably.
Okay, it gets a little weird now, so let me apologise in advance. You remember, I hope, the Dr. Shiva Ayrwijn and David Weiss interview, where a plan was made for a team of 10 flatties to meet a team of 10 sciencey types from MIT to agree on a conclusive experiment to show the shape of the Earth. Well, it didn't quite work out that way, and after the first episode, which was a couple of weeks ago, I really didn't expect it to go any further. I edited this down into a couple of clips to show you, and then just as I finished editing, they went live with episode 2. So the upshot is we have ended up with 5 clips, 2 from episode 1 and 3 from episode 2. Sorry about that. Hopefully you'll find them all entertaining, and more entertaining than the ramblings of Santos Bonacci, whose clips were sacrificed to make way for this. Anyway, let's get going with part 1, where climate change denying, election denying, COVID denying, anti-vaxxer and fake inventor of email, Dr. Shiva, lays out the plan and Austrian flatty Kevin shows his proposed experiment.
The official name of this we did was Round versus Flat Earth Summit, Applying the Scientific Method. And then we're going to jump into the meat of this, where we're going to review proposals for exploring the question of round versus flat Earth using the scientific method. And then we're going to review each of those proposals on one specific, on a bunch of criteria that we agreed to in the pre-meetings. We've held 2 pre-meetings. Can you actually do these experiments? Cost? Is it viable? and can ideally want to make sure any citizen can do it, any one of you listening. We don't want to make these experiments so esoteric, so hard to execute, that it becomes only reserved for a few set of people. It's very unfortunate because we spent a lot of time organizing this, multiple emails my assistant set out, and it seems like some people are just sloppy. And it perturbs me because we spend so much effort organizing this. But nonetheless, we're going to move forward, even with the absence of one individual. Hopefully he'll show up. But I want to welcome everyone because this question of flat Earth has been put out in the audience. And I want to review how I got involved in this. I do various interviews, and a guy by the name of Flat Dave or something, had me on an interview. And he said, the Earth is flat. And you guys can go see it, it's all public. And I said, whoa, stop. I said, can you describe the scientific method? And again, you guys can go see this. And I was horrified that he didn't even know what the scientific method was. And this guy's promoting, he makes quite a bit of, he has his own website, he promotes this, and you guys can go look at it. He didn't even understand the scientific method. We have grifters who seem that they can say whatever the fuck they want without any accountability to evidence. All right, let's go to our team on the Flat Earth side. Let's begin with Kevin Samuel. Kevin, kindly go ahead, if you can give people your background.
Kevin Samuel Bow is my YouTube channel. I studied media economics. I did online courses after that in alternative money systems. I criticized the nowadays money system a lot. So I think I have something in common with you, how things are bad in economy. But I peeked into other stuff, and I also saw too far in a vacation. I could see an island I couldn't see, and I got interested. I researched that. I digged into theories a lot, and I did some experiments I did myself. I did experiments with a fishing line, stuff like that, and I like to present something today which I think can be decisive and includes the scientific method.
Yeah. So my name is Ryan Shea. I am from Dallas, Texas, currently in Houston, driving right now. I've got an undergraduate degree in marketing and management, master's degree in leadership. Most of my professional career was in coaching college soccer, then have now been in real estate as a realtor and investor, entrepreneur. And it was probably about 5 years ago, someone, when I was in a tall building, said, "Hey, we can see pretty far here, can't we?" And brought up the flat Earth. So I was like, I had no idea. I mean, what I was taught as a kid was we're on a globe spinning around 1,000 miles per hour, hurtling off into space. And there's this solar system and all this stuff. And I just took it for what it was. And I started doing my own research, doing my own testing. Have done a light test across the lake that was around 7 miles. And, I've done many other independent research on this subject. And when Dr. Shiva had brought up using the scientific method, I thought, oh, this is great. This is good. This is exactly what we want to do. We want to have facts and we want to know truth. And another part, I think just quickly, is that I'm also a part of the Truth, Freedom, Health movement. So I would say what we do here is it's all about facts. I don't care about anything other than what the truth is. And when our freedoms and health is actually absolutely diabolical right now in this world and country, it's not okay. So that's what attracted me to Dr. Shiva in this bottoms up movement that I'm also a part of. And then, so with this flat Earth, I wanted to get involved, flat Earth, round Earth debate, and do what I can to help. So that's it. Thanks.
Great. Let's go over to the flat Earth team and let them propose.
So for decades, pilots have relied upon a pair of focused, precisely angled radio frequency emitters. And I suppose the radio frequency plane test with the ILS system for the flat Earth globe Earth observation. And the intro is that one RF emitter of that tower is focused direct in line with the horizon. The second is angled upward 6 degrees above that. They do this so that the plane's radar equipment can sense the signal strength of both. The pilot's primary flight display shows the results shown here in the circle of a process which is merely a comparison, constantly made by the aircraft receivers of the strength of those two radio frequency signals. When the received signals are the same strength, the primary flight display indicates that the craft is currently on the prescribed path of descent to the runway, typically a negative 3-degree slope, because as you see here, the midpoint between 0 angle from the bottom one and the 6-degree angle from the top one is 3 degrees. This slope is also called the glide slope. Airports, as a matter of safety, constantly update their local runway barometric pressure for the benefit of the pilot, in proper precise calibration of the altimeter on board the craft. This ensures the most accurate measurement of altitude during the test. So the objective is to fly a Cessna on a fixed altitude ILS intercept course, crossing the signal at either 20 or 90 nautical miles from the runway, and we are taking barometric altitude reading at the intercept point as well as a distance measurement using the ILS system hardware seen here. The approach and measurement can be made several times during a single flight in order to reduce the uncertainty. As we can see here, the pilot will circle the approached runway multiple times. This figure is a representation of the approach pattern and distance for the CYVR airport in Vancouver, Canada. As shown here, choice of airport will theoretically depend on whether the approach path is completely over water. The pilot will file a visual flight rules plan. Those have no mandatory flight levels to maintain for an approach pattern which conveniently uses an airspace which is farther away and at a higher altitude than the avenue which is typically involved when ATC is setting up a standard runway approach routes to the airport. The pattern should be flown at a fixed altitude of 6,360 feet above runway altitude. In flying at a static altitude, we eliminate any delay in the altimeter's reading of altitude, thusly optimizing its accuracy. The prediction is, as shown here, the Earth is flat when flying at an altitude of 6,360 feet above the runway altitude. The craft should intercept the glide slope at 20 nautical miles from the ILS tower. If the Earth is convex, the craft should intercept the glide path at a point substantially closer, approximately 19 nautical miles to the tower.
Oh, it ended. So anyway, that's the experiment that the Flatty came up with. The other Flatty that we heard from, that was kind of his only contribution. I think he only says one other thing that's a bit meta, and that was it. So, any thoughts, anyone?
Hey, yeah, let's make an easy test. I know, get a plane. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And I like that we have another flat Earth liability too. This doctor, what's his face? They didn't even know the scientific. Yeah.
If you live on a globe, then that slow descent path isn't a straight line; it's a curved line as well. Because it's changing altitude across the surface over time. So his opening premise is a bit daft, but there we go. Let's see where it goes.
Okay. Kevin has shown us his plans. What will the Glober panel think of them? Let's let the dogs out and find out.
So this experiment, Kevin, is you need an airplane, right?
Yes.
So not everyone can do, but those, you have to somehow go get an airplane.
What is the margin of error of the slope of that beam? You say it's 3 degrees, but it's not exactly 3 degrees. It's 3 degrees plus or minus something. What is the margin of error, and how do we know that margin of error?
The vertical margin of error was measured at 1% of the vertical height. and you are in between. The experiment still works very well for both.
But you haven't done the experiment, so you don't know if it's going to work.
There's something similar work happened, like pilots observed their.
Yeah, but time out. Again, this is in science. You have to do the specific experiment using the specific. If you did something else, that's not this experiment. So we want to talk about this experiment. Has this experiment been done? This exact experiment? Okay.
In your presentation, you said that you were measuring the distance off the ILS system. Is that using the DME system within ILS?
Which system?
What I've seen happen is people are taking words and then say, he said this. It's not what he said. Okay? So let's stop it right there. That's not science. That's called bullshit. So let's stop it. He didn't say that. What he is bringing up in a very rational way is a concept of margin of error. If you don't know the margin of error, any measurements you make thereafter are subject to being highly dubious, okay? Or you have to incorporate that into your hypothesis, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all we're saying. So in order to do that, Dan is saying the DME, he knows as an expert in the field, and you should go do it independently, is half a nautical mile.
I haven't shown any reference. It's 20 miles. Don't believe this. 100 miles maybe.
Wait. So where do you have the reference that what he's saying is false?
Because I saw some tests from 10 miles.
No. Wait. Stop. In science, there's something called a citation. You have to give a reference. So if you don't have the reference, don't say he said something.
Yeah, he didn't show reference.
Dave Flat Earth said something.
He didn't show reference. Exactly, no. He didn't show reference.
Okay, let's define reference. A reference is a reputable source where someone's done the experiment and it's being used. So I think what's outstanding is Dave has proposed here that he has a reference. Okay,
I'd like to see.
Okay, but you don't have that reference right now. So you can leave it as an unknown. Agreed?
If the margin of error of the slope and the beam width together cannot provide something that's distinct for both globe and flat, then the experiment won't be useful. It's inconclusive, so it'd be a waste of money to do.
And what would be the cost of this with an airplane, hiring it? Because we looked at
you can't assess now. Yes.
Yeah, so what's the cost of something like this? Because you have to, every round, because you're going to have to get multiple data points, right? Not just one. Multiple. So assume you need, I don't know what the sampling is. I'm assuming you need like 50, 20.
And actually, I have another quick question, Dr. Shiva, too, is how many airports do you know of, let's say worldwide, that have a minimum 30-mile-an-hour body that's directly off an ILS airport equipped runway? You brought up one, and I don't even know where that is. I just see a map. Do you know how many there are in the world that we can find?
And I'm assuming you're going to have to do at least 50 runs, right? Or there's a certain sampling. How many runs do you think have to do, and how much is this going to cost?
$500 one person, or 300 even, and this one person can already do 10 runs with this thing. And you have hundreds of airports in reach of water. And I like to address this.
So hold on a second. It's $500.
But I haven't addressed this other old question.
No, 1 second. I just want to. It's $500 because we have Hanscom Air Force Base right behind where I live, and as a private pilot, I think it's more than $500. It's about, I think, 300 to 500 per hour flight time just to take up a small plane, and you have to be a member of the flying club to do that. So if you're gonna have to take off, do this, you think this can be done in like a couple of hours or just 1 hour?
Yes, 2 hours. And I have 200 Cessna for 200 euros. You can rent it here. I don't know about the US is always.
Oh, and the pilot also has to be instrument rated too.
Yes.
Right.
I know.
So
I know
think,
pilot myself, yes, but yeah, some people can do it and file it like that, yeah.
Science is about being specific. There's a lot of nebulous way that you've been, frankly speaking, Kevin, and it's a little bit disconcerting. Okay, the bottom line is you don't have a error margin, and that needs to be figured out. You need to come back with a mathematical formulation, and hopefully we'll see that. But it needs to be precise. It can't be hand waving, and it can't be just randomly saying some random stuff. Okay, number one, Dan has proposed to you, if you guys want to use, electromagnetic waves, he's provided you UHF. And that gives you, from frankly what I'm hearing, a pretty 1 or 0 answer, because it's just based on distance. You've been sort of just dropping all sorts of terms, and frankly, they're all irrelevant.
No,
so
it's better.
No, they're irrelevant.
0 versus 1 is
no,
not
they're
that good.
irrelevant, because when you bring in humidity and you bring it in, it's not going to change the end result in any appreciable way.
No.
And furthermore, let me finish. You also have the opportunity to look at the weather and decide when you're going to do the experiment to reduce those variables. All right? This is like fucking second grade stuff. So please don't.
I included that.
No, let me finish. My point is, as someone who's a working scientist, I don't like people just saying random words to confuse people. And that's what you flat earthers have frankly been doing. And we're trying to get
credentials. We can interject and say fallacies if you are saying those, because it's an appeal to
No.
credentials.
You're just saying, no, stop it.
It's not saying truth.
Stop it. You're not speaking to some social media people who you can bullshit. Okay?
Fallacies are.
You're just randomly saying words that have no meaning.
Look up fallacies. Look up the term fallacy.
Go understand what a model is. Go understand what error margin. That's your homework assignment. If you were in class, you'd be probably as an undergraduate right now. So go understand that. Okay? It's really insulting to everyone out here. So go understand basic stuff. And Dan has provided you, out of his generosity, a way you could do this. If you don't want to do this, stick with your thing. With all its issues, you're going to have to include error margin in it. All right? If you want to do that, go for it. But he's giving you an alternative, which frankly makes it a 1 or a 0. And maybe you guys don't want that.
Of course we want a good experiment, but I say 1
but
or 0
what your experiment
1 or 0
is,
isn't as good as 2 different distances.
Well, first of all, you didn't do this experiment. A guy who was banned from this, and you're lying because you have his name all over the experiment.
I didn't lie.
So you misrepresented. You've misrepresented yourself.
No, I told you as soon as you asked me, who is this? I say it's not my experiment. Where did
I had to ask twice. Okay. So you've misrepresented the presentation here. This is not from you. It has his name all over.
Because you do as. Yes, I don't deny it. You do association fallacies all over.
You didn't say this is not my experiment when you presented this.
It goes still since January. This is since January.
You have an individual who's been in the flat Earth community confusing everyone, and his experiment has been presented, not yours. That's misrepresentation.
Because you exclude everyone who are the good at math,
good,
the good physicians. Yes, Stone is good at math. Ellen is good at math.
Yeah, right.
Shane
no.
here,
Listen,
and you don't want those people, so I have to take over here.
We can give him a math exam, and I can give him an MIT math exam, and I'll judge how good he is. Okay?
Ellen showed you already kinematics and dynamics.
You're not an expert in it.
I'm not, but the others.
You didn't study this. Have some respect for people who put in the fucking time. You're not an expert. Okay? And you misrepresented yourself because you said that was your experiment. That's violating the norms of how we set this up.
What an asshole. He is an asshole, yeah, because he is a complete bullshitter. When he says, respect people who have put in the time. There's all sorts of nonsense that he's come up with surrounding COVID. But I thought one of his classics was where he decided that GMO soybeans are dangerous to your health because they contain much higher levels of something or other that is not in a natural, if you like, soybean. But he derived this purely from mathematics. He never tested a single soybean to see if what he was saying was correct. So you know, he's a bullshitter too, you know. And, you know, it's a golden rule of the internet, I think. Anyone calling themselves doctor on the internet who isn't a medical doctor is usually a bullshitter. They're usually trying to spin you some line or sell you some, you know, nonsense cure, or they're usually up to something, you know. Dr.
Didn't the guy answer the
COVID
question, though?
an example.
Didn't the guy say there's a 1% margin of error that wouldn't come to play until you got over 100 miles? I thought he had an answer.
Oh, there's a very detailed discussion about margins of error coming up. All right, let's get on with it, shall we? Still got 3 more clips to come on this. Let's fast forward to last night's show now, and things aren't going to get any better for Kevin.
But this is, so everyone's going to have to formulate a mathematical model. This process, I believe, unfortunately, the educational system is only known by about 5 or 10% of the population. And within that 5 or 10%, very few people even know math anymore. So this is unfortunate, and our goal of our event here is to really awaken people to this and to emphasize the need for people to understand math and build this. To those people who think this is a very real example of billions of dollars went into the climate change concept that the Earth, you know, the Arctic ice is going to melt tomorrow. And it was based on a hypothesis. And scientists associated with the IPCC built 100 different models asserting this. And if you look at this graph, this is by year. The y-axis is how much ice is going to be melted, okay? And what you find is every line here represents a different mathematical model. Notice you're getting 0 ice being melted by this model to all the ice being melted by this model. This is not evidence. You would at least have all of them converging on the same answer, and they don't. So this is not evidence, and this is why the entire quote-unquote climate change stuff is just garbage. But so what we're doing is a serious service, and that's why I decided to take this on, the flat earth, round earth thing, to really educate people on the fact that this approach is not being used anymore, and even at the highest levels of academia or the lowest levels of the grifter class, they're both violating this. And it's all being done either for money or for influence and to take advantage of people's stupidity.
Okay, so basically this is a solar position calculation and verification experiment. It's a ground-based reproducible method for determining solar altitude and azimuth from anywhere on the globe. So the purposes of this is basically to show how solar position is calculated. We need to show the full prediction workflow, demonstrate how anyone can verify the results. We're going to present a real location example, starting with the MIT campus at Killian Court, which is right outside the library, and provide a rigorous and repeatable measurement procedure. So why does this matter? Well, we're using terrestrial experiments, no satellites, no spacecraft, no appeal to NASA, no appeal to authority. This can be verified independently, so no trusting authorities again. The test is repeatable by anyone, anywhere. Doesn't matter if you're in Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, what continent you're on, this should still apply. And these predictions have masked observations consistently across centuries of measurements, and this includes maritime celestial navigation that's been done for hundreds of years. Assumption number 1 is the Earth is a sphere. Now, each one of these assumptions is going to be based on empirical evidence listed at the end as far as our sources go. We've known that the Earth is a sphere for roughly 2,000 years, and we have had various different experiments that have continued on to show this, from Eratosthenes to all the way to common things with radar and radio horizons.
in order to present math for a flat Earth's sun, I could go to Bislin's model. Notice the conditional tense that I could do it. The sun is rising and setting their perspective on the azimuthal grid of vision. We could go, again, the conditional tense, to the source code and extract the formulas from there and show the coordinate system transfers. And we couldn't agree on who was first, because you said I couldn't use your formulas, your distances, and you would say you couldn't use mine. But some first things that goes against this model, and I will continue with the values. We don't expect the sun to behave as solid object. We don't assume the dynamic mechanism. So we don't know the dynamic mechanism. It could be magnetism involved. And we don't assume the position of the actual sun. It could be more, we don't know where it is exactly. We only have the visible sun. So it could be a parabolic reflecting sun somewhere involved, or as I said, magnetism play a role, as we see in the torus field. So our hypothesis is that our vision isn't Euclidic, but visually curved. So lights in the sky doesn't rise or set via Earth curve, but by perspective. It could be one reason. And that we see not only the sun rising or setting or alleged objects, or let's rather say lights in the sky rise and set, but we see rays above us rising and setting, indicates to this factor, to this hypothesis, because it's not only a light in the sky, but the whole sky. Papers which suggest this is the direct measurement of curvature of visual space, for example. So it is deeply in question whether we see in Euclidean space all the assumptions that you have to make for your angles, and that you assume the globe only. You would need to see straight, but you see down here, it's certainly not Euclidean. It's at best, it's
yeah. So one second.
It's a question, but wait, one question. One thing I let you.
No, 1 second. Kevin.
Presentation.
Kevin.
I will present the formula. I presented one formula. I don't know why it's already starting like this, that he could speak.
No. I just wanted to make sure that the goal is, this is not a debate. It's not the ground. The globe Earth people are not saying anything about flat Earth. You're starting off by talking about the globe Earth model being invalid. The goal was, please present your assumptions about flat and then derive your model.
Look at the hypothesis here.
Yeah. So what your assumptions?
It's a flat ground and visual curved. So for the kinematic.
So what is your
for the
representation?
kinematics? It's for the perspective sun. This model is pretty accurate for only the kinematic part.
Can you just hold it there? Can you just hold it there? So you're saying the Earth is a round, flat dish. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't assume the ground. And let me please speak. Make my.
Yeah, I just want to know what your.
I didn't interject. I didn't interject at all. You have to interject me already for as
Right,
I could let you speak 20 minutes. I didn't attack. I showed this torus field where the sun could go to the outside. It's not helping when you cannot make let me read my points of the variables. So you said that we can bring 10 people, our best, the top 10. You said here, top 10 people we can bring. So you know that I'm not the best guy for this. There are a lot of this. And you said we have to agree to one experiment. And I just want to share where you said this.
Okay, wait a second. What the fuck are you doing right now?
I will.
Stop.
We have to agree to one experiment, and that's where I.
No, stop. Please mute him, because he's fucking around. Dave was given that opportunity back in early June, and he never followed up on it. He was supposed to set time with my assistant. That nullified it. Now you're going back to try to attack my credibility, Kevin, and your people, Dave's people, never followed through. In fact, Dave was invited and he never followed through. Now follow with the agenda. What is your assumptions? What is your assumptions about flat, and show us your model, okay?
Damn. So that was fun, wasn't it?
He did the almost impossible by making himself less likable than the flat earthers.
Well, I should have pointed out that the guy in the middle there was the Glober who was presenting the, the sun observation thing. But, when I see that, I think, what are you thinking? How is that going to be compelling to a flat earther? I mean, I get that their objections will be unreasonable, but they're never going to accept it. It's just pointless. It's a performance. And I think that what Kevin was saying at the end there was correct. That was the original arrangement, that it was going to be 10 people and 10 people, and, that it was the 10 best flat earthers. And this Shiva guy seems to have sort of banned most of them from, because according to MC Toon at least, for douchebaggery. So, it isn't what they said it was going to be. Now, Shiva's saying, oh, well, that was the arrangement I made with Weiss, and that's nullified. Well, he hasn't said this is a whole new thing we're doing here. He said himself at the start, that's how he got into it, via Weiss. So I think Kevin has a point. I think that they have, I get they're not going to do any better because they're fucking wrong, right? But I don't think this is making us look good. I think it's making David Weiss, who said he was having nothing to do with this because it was a setup, I think it's making him look correct on that point, Sorry, am I ranting? Yeah. Anybody else got? Dan, you must have some thoughts.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm paying attention to what you said. I think that's very kind of you to be honest in your assessment.
Oh, well, thank you for that, at least. Right, what we're on now. Back to the debate, meeting, summit, call it what you will. Here is more of it.
Your boy Dave never followed through. Okay, are you going to show us your model? If you're not, we can end this discussion with you because you're bullshitting once again.
Kevin's currently muted, by the way.
Are you going to show us your model? Can you unmute him? Can he unmute it, Baraka?
Yeah, I asked him to unmute.
If you're going to talk about Dave, then I will take the position, I will expose Dave for what the fuck he is. You're supposed to present your assumptions about flat Earth and derive the fucking mathematical model. Do you have the model, yes or no? Show the fucking model.
Unmute yourself, Kevin, and you can share your model.
I'm not going to let you derail this because that's a deception. And that's what you guys have been doing. Well, then do the fucking work. Show the model. Period. Show your model.
Myself. Now I can finally speak again.
Show your assumptions in the model. Show your assumptions in the model.
So I'm not allowed to speak anything against your
No, because you're lying, and that's a different discussion.
I'm not lying.
This is what the fuck you do. You deceive. Show the fucking model.
I speak
That's
against
what you agreed to do. Bullshit.
Objections.
Show the fucking model.
Wait, where is it?
Show the model. Not going to let you derail it.
Sun observation refutation. This
Yeah,
is the...
show us your assumptions of your model.
So if this mathematical model is able to predict that observation, then you have evidence that the Earth is flat or the Earth is round. This is not logically true.
You're not sharing your screen, Kevin.
Your prediction is actually instead a post-diction.
We don't see your screen.
Oh.
Start with the assumptions. Show us the derivation of your model. That's called science.
You stopped my screen share.
I didn't stop anything.
I have to say that only because one model is adjusted for one or several phenomena, assuming lots of uncontrolled variables, that's not a definitive falsification process for other models. We have long LUT computing, 1% is only measured for the system we could use, everyone could use, and you from the beginning said FMA is an example. It has clear variables. The F equals MA because there is an object, but we don't know the object here, and I have to speak as opposing party here that I didn't agree from the beginning to do this as a definitive thing to determine the shape of the Earth, and that is what I would suggest. So you do the
what are your
with
assumptions
this thing,
of your flat Earth model?
We are affirming the consequence. If the Earth is a globe, for example, you say, then there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. If there is a 24-hour sun,
wait, stop. You're not following the instructions. Stop. You're like a fucking 2-year-old. What is the instructions were what you agreed to? You would come to this meeting with the assumptions of flat Earth and derive a model. All you're doing is you're attacking the globe model. Bullshit. I'm not going to let you do that in this forum. You guys have been fucking doing this for ad infinitum. Where is your assumptions of flat Earth and derive your model? Period. Are you going to do that or not? Are you capable of doing that? If you're not, you should get out of this fucking game.
I'm not the right guy to show
Where is
the models. It will be Shane's on here.
You guys a week.
Alan Space Audits. You can use him. I show you this model. Okay, you will see this model.
Time out. Time out.
Look at this model.
Please mute him.
I show this model now.
By the game. He's not playing by the rules. Please mute this fucking guy. Same deception.
I can give brief info on that model he's showing right now.
Wait a second, Mike. Rules were set in place from day one in 2 pre-meetings. Dave Weiss was invited. The fucking guy chickened out and ran away because he's full of shit. So we decided that we would follow the scientific method. We agreed. Yeah, you would come up with the assumptions today and the model, and you're not doing that. So either you don't have it or you're bullshitting. I'm not going to let you waste my time, my family's time, with your fucking bullshit. Do you have the goddamn model? Yes or no? Do you have a mathematical equation, Kevin? Yes or no?
Your prediction of a model is not. It doesn't show anything about the shape of the Earth just because you want to mathematically.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you. Yeah. We gave you full freedom to define.
Yeah, you have hundreds of years. You have hundreds of years.
You're not answering the question. Listen, you're not answering the fucking question. Do you think I'm a fucking idiot? You've been dealing with fucking idiots and you're taking advantage of people.
No, I never earned anything.
Assuming the Earth is flat, tell me your fucking mathematical model. Do you understand that?
Look at this diffraction and the derivation from the wavelength of the eye, and go to Shane's, and here he will explain it to you exactly.
You have the mathematical model, yes or no?
You guys are obsessed with flat Earth. You guys are fucking retarded.
Go to them, and you see it here on screen. I just don't want to defend it.
Do you have a mathematical model? Because you clearly have a bunch of retards who are helping you or not helping you.
No, I don't have a model myself.
Okay, so you don't have it. You fucking lose.
Okay,
You're done.
so let's go to the
You're
next
done.
point then.
No, you're
Fine,
done.
You can go to our.
No, it's
to the
over.
hour.
It's over.
Go,
it's fucking
go to
over.
the other.
We're gonna
Okay,
end this.
Do it. No,
It's over.
I want. You
It's
know
over.
exactly that our.
You fucking lied.
What?
You're a liar. You're a deceiver.
I showed the
You don't have
Bislin code.
anything.
I showed the
You don't
Bislin
have-
code. I showed it on screen.
No, you're just showing some shit on the screen.
Math isn't reality.
Okay. This is not going anywhere because you lost. You
No,
don't
we
have
can-
it.
we can
You
skip-
don't know
we
how to
can
do the
skip this point.
science.
We can skip this point. You know,
No,
you
there's no skip
excluded
this point.
on purpose. You excluded on purpose.
You didn't
All
exclude
the
anything. You just fucking
all the
dug your
good
own grave.
flat earthers.
You dug your own fucking grave. You
How
can't
is that?
produce a mathematical model after we gave you a week.
Yeah,
Because you don't have a model.
I'm a regular working guy. I'm not like
Oh yeah,
doing
okay.
this every
Let's get the
day in
violins
and out.
Yeah, we gave you the opportunity to speak to as many people as possible. None of you
Mm-hmm.
fucking flat earthers can come up with a model. You're bullshitting people. You're fucking
threw,
bullshitters.
I show here how
Oh,
you
you're a
threw
fucking
it out.
bullshitter.
I
You're
show
wasting my
how
time.
you throw Man
If
of
you're
Stone
such a
out.
working
Get
guy,
get the Man of
you don't have a
Stone.
model.
Get people who deal with
Stone?
this every day. Yes.
yeah,
Like
you had
Toon.
chance for a week to go talk to them.
I prepared my
Where is your
painting very well,
mathematical
so I
model?
like to.
Where's your
I
mathematical
like to.
model, Kevin?
I like to object
Where's your
with
mathematical
this.
model, Kevin?
I like to object.
Where's
this
your
thing
mathematical model,
completely.
Kevin? Where's
You
your
can
mathematical
see-
model?
You can
You're
see
just
that
showing a bunch
Bislin
of
works very
bullshit.
well.
You've been doing this just bullshit.
You can see that Bislin works kinematically
seeing
very
anything.
well. Yeah, I go
I'm not
back
seeing
to it
anything.
because you. Am I still sharing screen? You see.
Okay. Please stop him from sharing the screen. He's wasting everyone's time. He doesn't have a model. He's full of shit.
Yeah, ask the other guys, and
You're full
I
of
don't
shit.
know how-
You don't
No.
have a model. You don't have a model. You
I
lied.
prepared 3 days.
I don't care how many times you spent. You
No,
don't know how to do science.
You don't know how to do this. That you don't see that you only do observations and no experiment. Sorry,
Where's
it's
your
only
model?
it's only
Where's
observations
your
what
model,
you're doing.
Kevin?
The purpose of the summit is
You don't know
not
how
to
to do
set up an
science.
observation.
Admit it.
do
You don't know
only
how
an
to fucking do
observation.
science.
We have an
You
experiment.
need to get out of the
and you
way
do
and
the
let the
observation
men
of the
do the
motion
work.
of
You
a
don't-
non-terrestrial object.
Okay, please mute
And
him.
you
This
write
is just fucking
mathematics.
nonsense. Yeah, you're a fucking bullshitter. Total bullshit. You were supposed to come here with a mathematical model. We were originally supposed to do it on live. Then we gave you guys 7 days to use whoever you wanted. You cannot produce a mathematical model because you don't know how to do math. You don't know how to do science. You do know how to talk a bunch of bullshit and put a bunch of fucking PowerPoints together. And that's what you're doing. And that's what you guys are doing. And you're taking advantage of people. That's bullshit. You lose. Is there anything else to discuss? I don't have anything else to discuss. You guys fucking lost.
Yeah, you guys fucking lost. I mean, I thought, like I say, this was supposed to be the Globers and the Flat Earthers were getting together to decide on a compelling experiment that everyone could agree on. And
They tried, but QE Shiva, he's a stickler for the rules, Jim.
yeah, he is a bit QE, isn't he? And yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
He's a
He
shit.
started off with, tell me the scientific method.
Right.
He's a shit moderator. He's never had to moderate any of this as before. He was absolutely appalling at it.
No.
Yeah, it's QE plus out. You're right, Derp.
But what annoys me is, at the result of this, what have they achieved? Because they've excluded the people that matter in Flat Earth. I mean, they could have been, pounding them, but they've, excluded them in advance. So they're giving everyone an excuse to say, they just set it up. And, they've debunked 2 nobodies, one of whom hasn't even taken part in the thing. So it just seems like it's just another let's gotcha the flat earther,
I mean, yeah, I mean, why would you sit there and listen to that? Frankly,
right. Sorry.
How? No. It's good that it's good to see that the futility of it, but I don't see the value of it in the first principle because, like you say, they're just basically excluding any conversation.
Right. Yeah. You know, he. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Curve. Sorry.
Is Kevin good for anything? I just heard him making a bunch of excuses. You've had hundreds of years. I mean, Kevin, you knew the rules or whatever, the object of this exercise. Apparently, he was supposed to bring a mathematical model, not a bunch of excuses why he couldn't do it because he doesn't know math.
I mean, I'm not sure about this. You were supposed to bring a mathematical model thing. I don't think that was mentioned in the first episode, but it may be something they agreed behind the scenes. What he was told to bring was the details of the error margin for his ILS experiment. But I don't know. I mean, as we've seen, I mean, what he came up with was crap. But whatever any of them was going to come up with was crap. But I think to come up with a sun observation when we're less than a year away from a leading flat earther being taken to Antarctica and shown the sun going round his head for 24 hours, and he's still a flat earther. How is three observations of the sun that have been done, how many hundreds of times before? Oakley did it 3 times with dozens of people. How is that ever going to be compelling to a flat earther? It's not. It's just It's just a performance, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Well, one thing we know about the final experiment, it's not how they faked it, but we do know that they faked it.
Right, you're right. That's Weiss's line now. We don't know how they faked it, but we know they faked it. Yeah. Okay, our final clip from this Shiva thing now, and the good doctor really blows his top.
If I could add something quick about the attempt of a model he brought up, a flat earther named Shane Saint Pierre plagiarized a model that was by a glober, Walter Bislin, and he did show that on screen there. That model is actually the globe model. It uses a globe ephemeris of the solar system. It has the Earth 150 million kilometers away from the sun. It includes the tip of the Earth in all of the internal computations, and then it just projects it onto a flat surface to show how ridiculous it is for a flat Earth and show all of the failures of flat Earth. And they've actually plagiarized that and try to use it as their own model sometimes, but it uses the distance between the Earth and the sun of 150 million kilometers. So it is the globe.
Okay, so flat earthers are using the globe model to project it onto a flat surface. That's what you're saying. So bottom line, to everyone listening out there, we came into this prescribing the scientific method. On day 1, they were supposed to do the math. And in order to give a handicap, we said you have 7 days. Today's goal was to produce a mathematical model. And Kevin, you can shake your fucking head all day you want. You can sit upside down, but you fucking lied. You deceived people. You did. And I don't care about what you say. What the actions are, you fucking lied. You're full of shit. And we have an actual model by the globe earthers. We have no model by the flat earthers, which shows, A, they cannot do mathematics. They don't follow through on what they say they're going to do. They just put gobbledygook shit out there because they're taking advantage of people who in a modern education system are not learning math or not learning physics. They just think by throwing out refraction, all blah, 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 vomiting shit, they're going to bullshit people. Well, you guys fucking lost. Okay, you had 7 days to consult as many. You could shake your head. You're fucking wrong. You lost. You fucking lost. You fucking lost. You and Dave can go suck each other off all day long. But you took advantage of my time, everyone's time here. So you're full of shit. There is no model, period. So you fucking lost. You didn't follow through. I have really nothing more to do. If you guys want to go to the airplane, we can, but the main thing we left was the error margin.
I'd like to, because that was some effort that we actually put into that, and I think that's something that it's going to demonstrate.
I just want to go on the record that the flat earthers produce no mathematical model because they don't know fucking math. They do know how to throw a bunch of slides up. What everyone saw was just noise, thinking they're going to bullshit people. So they must have gotten used to speaking to really fucking dumb people and taking advantage of them. But let me show you, this is my master's thesis. This took 2 years. This has 1,000 different equations predicting wave propagation. You can't do this shit overnight. It takes effort. And the reality is we have a whole strata of grifters who are bullshitting people. And if that is allowed to continue, you head into the dark ages. I take this very seriously because I know the amount of effort it takes to do science. And what you just witnessed today by this guy, Kevin, is absolute deception. So we did 2 experiments. You fucking lost. Flat earthers, go fuck yourself because you fucking wasted my time. It's bullshit. My conclusion of this, as someone who's been a sincere scientist, is that the flat earthers, at least from what I've observed here, are fucking full of bullshit. They can't produce anything, and they're making money, and they're taking advantage of people who are ignorant. They're ignorant. It's like dumb versus dumber, dumb and dumber, that experiment. So that's what the reality is. Yeah, go do the experiment and see if it'll hold up. Okay, go do it, Kevin. I dare you to go do it, and go do it. Okay, because the sun experiment is out there on December 21st. We're going to confirm it. But flat earthers need to get the fuck out of the way because they're taking advantage of people. And we live in an environment where there are real things that government do. And it is my conclusion that flat earthers were brought into this equation to manipulate people. And they did this because there are real things that government is doing against people. And when you pollute it with this kind of nonsense, anything that government does that is real is not taken seriously because of these fucking idiots. Okay? Today we've seen that they could not produce a model, a mathematical model after a week to show, using their assumptions of flat earth, where is the sun's position? Number 1, failure. Number 2, disastrous failure. Number 2, for their experiment with the airplane, margin of error is significant, that it's a useless fucking experiment. So anything they do is always inconclusive so they can keep this grift going. And I suggest to anyone listening that they take these fucking flat earthers and put them in the dustbins of history. And let's move on to real issues that govern our lives, that are significant issues that government has done to us. And look, we came in this with good faith. When I first offered this nearly a month ago to a hooligan by the name of Dave Weiss, and he didn't take it up. And then he waited like 9 months when I re-offered it, and we set parameters that we could do. And then he was invited and he chickened out and ran. A guy called Witch Shit ran. And then when we called him out, then he tried to come back in. So Kevin, there's apparently multiple flat earth groups out there. One flat earth group run by Dave Weiss is who Kevin, this individual, is part of. And he's been duplicitous because he acted as though these were his experiments. And you can go review the videos. In fact, it was an experiment, an inconclusive experiment that was proposed by a guy called Stone who was not invited. So I just want to say that it appears the flat earthers, the way they run their grift is come up with experiments that are inconclusive and then keep attacking the globe earthers, okay? And use globe earth formulation. What we have done over the last 2 days, last week and this week, is we gave the framework of the scientific method, which is very hard for these guys to absorb because A, they dropped out of school. They didn't want to do the math. They think they're chikier because they don't want to do the hard work. Like they're somehow smarter when they're actually just fucking dumb and lazy. So what's happened now, we've created an environment of these flat earth grifters who are manipulating others by doing inconclusive experiments, randomly vomiting scientific terms. They have no idea what they're saying. And fundamentally what occurred over the last 2 days is we imposed the scientific method, come up with the mathematical model. They were unable to do that. Unable. They failed. So everyone out here should recognize the actual criminal type of behavior these guys are doing to people all over the world. There are real conspiracies against people, and those are the ones we should focus on, against working people. And these people are promoted, put out there to distract from that. That's my final conclusion on this matter.
So I think we heard Shiva's motivation there, really. He wants to debunk bullshit because it's making his bullshit look bad.
There you go. Yeah. And he's fucking boring in the process, wasn't he? I mean, the fact the bloke's sitting completely permamuted, it doesn't help his case.
Right,
It, really?
it just looks bad, doesn't it? The whole thing looks bad.
It does.
And I
think he's made a tactical.
I don't think, someone like him deserves the help of MC2,
Well, MC Chu sat there listening to that. I mean, MC Chu must be thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, shut up.
I think he's made a tactical error here, though, because these guys are going to be his allies in every other point except Flat Earth. The GMO bullshit,
right?
The fake history, the election fraud,
right?
All the shit that I just looked up. It's all conspiracy.
Right, there's a lot of stuff he's into, right, isn't there? For him to be sat there all arrogant like that.
But these are his people.
Right. Right, like I say, it's making his bullshit look bad, isn't he? And that's why he doesn't like it. It's kind of, it's Will Duffy all over again in a way, isn't it? Well, it is. His motivation was he didn't, he wants people to believe young Earth creationism, and he thinks flat Earth has been put out there to make it look bad. Danny Faulkner says the same thing. He reckons it's a conspiracy, that's been deliberately put out there to make creationists look bad.
Right.
Sure, but Will Duffy at least was a pleasant individual. And
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that. All right, a few clips now from the recent International Truth Convention, and we find out how the idiots came to flat Earth.
All right, let's go. 100 proofs the Earth is
Oh, no,
flat
it's not.
off
It's
memory
Nathan Thompson.
While juggling solid steel balls.
Sorry, forgot.
Second law of thermodynamics, Newton's third law of motion, all the gas laws, abyssal planes take up 50% of the ocean's floor, accelerometer in your phone proves we're not moving, Ares failure, Elias effect, airplane level flight, the FAA trains pilots on the target generation facility. That's a flat, non-rotating Earth, and they negate a gravity vector. Then you have the attitude indicator inside the airplane if you're going around a globe. The gimbal base would shift its orientation around the gyroscope. Then you've got ancient civilizations. Angular size of Mercury would be impossible to see on the heliocentric model. Astrolabes, astroarchaeology, lining up giant megalithic structures with the sky. Astronauts should not be drowning in space. The AE map is used by the USGS to calculate distances outward from the North Pole and to map Antarctica. Bar de Krenz, world record photograph, Bedford level, famous test, over a 6-mile canal. The Bible says the Earth is flat, non-rotating, it doesn't move, it's immovable, it will never move, it's on foundations. The Black Swan destroys the physical geometric horizon. Bridges would have to account for curvature, they don't. Building walls would be leaning away from each other, they're not. Then you have buoyancy and density, that's all you really need for gravity. Then you got canals, cannons, the Canadian Geodetic Survey. Cavendish is not a real experiment. Crepuscular rays from the sun, anti-crepuscular rays from the sun. There's no Coriolis. Daytime full moon. Dynamo thresholds never been reached. Ask Dan Lathrop at the University of Maryland. The EQ mount. The equinoxes. Fauna and flora is drastically different in the north than it is in the south. Frozen lakes have been tested. They're not curving. Fluid static state, large bodies of water at rest are level and horizontal. Doesn't matter what the shape of their container is. And you need a container. A ball is not a container unless you put the water on the inside or you flatten that ball out and pour the water in a bowl. So, geographic range table from the US Coast Guard lists distances from sea level that you can observe things. No curvature. The gravitational anomalies. Gay-Luss-Sachs law, Charles law, Boyle's law, the unified gas law. Then you've got Occam's razor, Olbiter's paradox, Operation Fishbowl, Operation High Jump, Operation Dominic, Operation Manhigh, Project Mockingbird. Then we've got, what else do we got? Sagnac. He said that the 15 degree an hour shift in the interferometry was due to the vortex of the ether. There's specular highlights. The moon should have one. It does not. Specular reflections. Large bodies of water have specular reflections. That only happens on a flat surface, free of bends, curves, or irregularities. Synonyms are plumb, flush, smooth, flat as a pancake. Then you've got telemetry data that NASA's losing. All the pictures of the globe are CGI with Photoshop clouds. Astronauts and their hairspray and their wires and harnesses. They're ghosting out of screen. There's bubbles in space. It's all fake. What else we got? Permaculture, planispheres, ephemerides, quantum locking, railguns, railroads, the Earth's the Tesla coil, what's it called? Sonoluminescence, U-2 spy planes, vectors and all the space logos. Whales can communicate 4,000 miles apart. Guillermo Marconi sent a 2,000-mile radar transmission or microwave transmission across the Atlantic. Famous explorers like Captain Cook, Picard, all those people. And the UV light index shows that the sun is small and local. Green flash shows that the sun is above the horizon when it sets. And that's about all I got for you today, guys.
I especially liked Occam's razor and permaculture as proofs that the Earth's not a globe or is flat. I like those two.
Quantum locking.
Yeah.
Quantum locking's in there.
Was he just giving us a list of all the words he knows? Because that came in at the... I did not come in at the start of this.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 100 proofs the Earth's not a globe or flat. I think it was not a globe, wasn't it?
Yeah, not having any clean T-shirts and shitting in a chemi loo permanently.
Right, yeah.
I love how I love how the Cavendish experiment is not a real experiment.
Right.
But Aries, where you just put water in a telescope, is.
Yeah.
He mentioned Boyle's law and the gas law, but he forgot Cole's law. But the fact that he named
I think he said all the gas
survey,
laws, didn't he, at one point?
Yes, he did. Yes. The fact that he named geodetic surveying as a reason, it just shows the depth of his stupidity.
Right, he's
People
just a
get
child, isn't he? He's like an 8-year-old, you know?
This is a new video?
He had a list
Yeah.
of globe evidence with some lies thrown in.
Right.
Also, you wouldn't be able to see Mercury.
That's true, isn't it? But that's been a tactic, hasn't it? I think that Oakley sort of seems to have introduced that idea. You take the globe evidence that's presented to you and just claim it's flat Earth evidence, you know?
Yeah, just pop a flag in it.
Right.
Also,
Okay.
where to get the idea that we'd be able to see Mercury? Mercury, that's the reason why we see it is because we're getting a glare that's greater than that size. We can't resolve it easily without a telescope.
Right. It's the same old shit, isn't it? Right, now the clip that I said we were going to do last, but we didn't. A few clips now from the recent International Truth Convention, and we find out how the idiots came to FE. With a familiar voice.
So
See
I'm
if
here
you
with Jack.
recognize.
Jack wasn't a flat earther when he sat down and watched my speech, and I asked him, I said, did you learn anything? And he said, oh, a ton. Like, the first thing you said was, I can't believe how far you can zoom, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
those
what it
zoom
was.
cameras are unreal.
Oh my god.
But
blow your mind. You gotta watch it.
was there anything else that stood out from the speech? Anything you learned?
I mean, just because I know distance and range. You know, military is like, you know how far things are, and it's like it makes sense because that distance, it would drop.
Have to.
It would have to. So
At
it's
10
like,
miles, it would
dude, come
drop
on.
60 feet. 66
Oh, easy.
I mean,
easy. So that's just a no-brainer. But you know what I mean? Just trying to figure
thanks
it
for
all
the
out.
quick interview.
Hey man,
I appreciate it.
What do you think is the best proof, Leia?
Oh, my gut instinct says so.
Well done. Thanks so much for sharing.
There's many, but I'd say aviation, straight and level flight. The attitude indicator never changes orientation, maintains rigidity in space. The horizon, optical horizon.
Jake.
I heard about flat Earth in like 2015 from my friend John. He sent me, in a lot of people's cases, to the NASA images with the inconsistencies in the clouds.
Awesome.
Can't have a round Earth with flat oceans.
Thanks, Sasha. Sasha was
Yeah.
one of the first flat earthers I ever met at a meetup. It's good to see you here.
It's great to see you, Nathan.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm currently traveling around the country hosting flat earth meetups. Give me a follow. I've got more interviews to post. Those will be up shortly. And if you want to support the content, there's a link at the bottom of the video. I'll see you guys later. God bless.
The Earth's flat, folks. The entomology is there. Did anyone recognize the familiar voice that you've heard already in the show tonight?
Sasha from the beginning of your show.
Yeah, well done, Dan. She's the lady that says, it's like a gentle hate. In my title sequence.
Are you benevolent, Jim? Are you benevolent?
Yeah, that's another woman in my title sequence. It's also got Karen B in it, and the women are well represented.
But guys, I really just talk about the big thing that we should have gotten out of this, which is that the military doesn't consider Coriolis in photography.
I'm happy that they're proud, though, Jem.
Yes,
it's good to be proud about something.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say they did have a good time. The person that put it on because there wasn't going to be anything from Karen B, and she wasn't experienced at it, and it was put in the middle of a shithole desert where it was up to people to come or not. And in the last couple of months, it got hijacked by Mark and Weiss, and they made it their own. Otherwise, they had changed the name from Flat Earth Anything to Truth Expo a long time ago. You know, knowing that Flat Earth was basically built like Swiss cheese and had holes in it.
All right.
So anyway, congratulations to her for having it go down at all, you know, and, you know, they had good weather and all that, and it wasn't a disaster. I'm convinced it's the last hurrah, but they're convinced this is, you know, new beginnings.
Right.
And, of course, there's more religious overtones these days than ever before. And I just don't know what to say to them.
All right, let's move on. Did someone have another comment? No. Okay. Finally tonight, it's the clip you've all been waiting for. Ayrwijn decides to give being gay a try. Enjoy.
It's like it's like a friend I had in school growing up who was actually quite masculine. But he had a certain way of being that was very feminine. And everyone kept telling him he was a gay. And he was not. And then he ended up exploring being gay. Because everyone all the time in his environment was telling him he was acting and being gay and a closet gay. He ended up actually becoming gay. He entered into
being gay.
He was not me, a friend I have.
No, I'm saying he was gaslit.
He was yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, he was gaslit into being gay, and he's gay still.
That's just not a thing, dude. Come on.
That's definitely a thing. So that's usually what happens with this religious stuff.
That is the thing. I literally experienced that.
You were gaslit into being gay too?
Yeah, they tried, and I experimented with it, and then really definitively figured out that it wasn't true. But yeah I mean.
Okay, so just because other people drew the conclusion that okay, I see. But that's I
understand
the exploration of it.
I mean.
So let me ask you, Ayrwijn, because you are an exemplifying witness.
I didn't know anything about that, but it's just like, no, I'm just the way I am. I'm very open. I'm not very stereotypically socially male, and that's why people that were like kind of into that sort of alternative scene, they would just like, oh, you're gay, right? And I didn't even like feel I didn't know what to think of it, and so at some point it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna kiss this guy to figure out whether that is true. And then I like did that, immediately felt extremely repulsed. It's like, okay, well, that's not. I have empirical evidence. I'm not gay.
For sure.
So Ayrwijn is a really good. Now he's a good data point to study this happenstance that's very real and does happen more so than we know.
That's all you get, but that was enough, right?
Wow.
He had to kiss a guy to find out if he was gay. What else could be said now?
Brian Peck says, I sent a super chat to say I sent a PayPal. Thank you very much, Brian. That's very much appreciated. If anybody else would like to send a PayPal or sign up to my Patreon or do a super chat, please feel free. It's all very gratefully received. It takes many hours to put this show together. So if you've enjoyed it and you can afford to bung us a few quid, that would be very, very gratefully received. Anyway, sorry, go on, guys. Any thoughts?
Did Ayrwijn actually say he didn't like it? Or he just found out he wasn't gay?
Yeah. Did he ever say who the guy was that he kissed?
No. It's crazy.
I think we have to thank Jake.
Information.
Why would you do that? That's not a thing, surely. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Yeah. Ayrwijn?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, he bought the line. You won't know unless you try it. He fell for it.
I want everybody here to insist I'm a millionaire for at least 3 or 4 months, please.
Yeah. See if we can gaslight you into being a millionaire.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
It is.
I mean, for fuck's
a
sake.
millionaire. 6'7". 6'7".
Clearly, there is. If you're heterosexual, there is no amount of people coming up to you and going, "Oh, you're gay." That's going to make you think, "Hang on a minute, something might be awry here."
Right?
What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on with this generation? Where have we gone this wrong?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's a good one, that one. Thanks to Jake for that one. You heard Jake in there. He pointed me to that one. So very grateful to Jake for finding that for me. Wasn't it annoying though? Didn't you find it annoying when Ayrwijn said that? He'd given it a try. And they immediately started talking over him and asking him questions. I thought, just let him talk. You know, let him elaborate. Tell us more.
I can find you a recording from the Poncho days of another flat earther elaborating, and it wasn't from peer pressure. It was just because he needed to know personally.
Okay.
He also, and he elaborates a lot.
Please tell me it stays the cloud.
God, I mean, when I worked in the club, we one Monday a month we used to do a gay night that I used to work, and I never felt it rubbing off at any point.
Rubbing
you
off.
weren't feeling low enough.
And there's a pun in there somewhere.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for
Poor old
watching.
Ayrwijn.
Thank you very much to everyone here on the panel. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much to everyone there on YouTube. I couldn't do it without you either. Especially thank you to everyone who sent me a little bit of money by whatever way you chose. That is very gratefully received again. We will be back in 2 weeks' time at the same time, which is 10 p.m. What we're on now, Greenwich Mean Time, aren't we? We're on the proper one. Yeah, 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, the same time as tonight, 2 weeks from today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening.
Stop talking about it and do something! Suck my dick earth with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle pace. We have another benevolent observer. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? His friends are.
My name's moving on. I think I'm coming out of the closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
Not have a flat